Okay, I think I got everything ready. Yeah, should be ready. Another day of artwork. You know, I was playing Wuthering Waves before this, I'm sure some of you saw, and I was debating on doing this story today, but I did say I was going to do hair rigging, and I need to do that. So I do want to do Wuthering Waves, because, you know, it's 3.3 story, it's a major patch, it's the anniversary event. I played a little bit already. I didn't do the story yet, though, and I do want to cover that, as always. So I'm planning on hitting that sometime. I don't know when, but we will do it. I just have to figure out. Maybe this Friday, like tomorrow. Maybe we do Wuthering Waves tomorrow. But we're gonna do some hair rigging today. We can take a small break, I guess, from the rigging in the Hollow Knight and do that tomorrow. And just make it all about Wuthering Waves. Let's see. Do I have my capture ready? I do. All right. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, dude. Let's see. Where did I leave off? I think I was doing the first hair strand. Yeah, because I was doing damage control in the eyes. I remember, because I messed them up at one point. They are fixed, right? I did fix that. Yeah, I did. Okay, they're squashing. They're moving. All right, good. Yeah, and they look right. Fantastic. Okay. So then we need to do the hair, and this is already moving a good bit. Like, my hair doesn't need to move very much. I was saying this last stream. I don't think my hair needs to wiggle all that much. It is pretty static. So most of the movement will be kind of at the bottom here. I'm not really going to move the top hair. So let's get into it. So I think what I can do is I'm going to reorder some of this. So yeah, banks 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is not named properly. Give me one moment. Let me rename my parameters. 4. So what we're going to do today is we'll do a good bit of rigging. I hope to get the hair and everything around the head done. And then I can start on the body probably next week. So that'll give me some time to promote and post some of my artwork and maybe do some digging over the weekend into like how people price stuff, where they post stuff, like just, you know, the general like business and things, and figure that out. Because as you guys know, I want to get into commissions and I want to make models and rig stuff. So it's better that I start sooner advertising my things than later, but I need to know what I'm doing before I start advertising it. So yeah, I'm gonna mess with it and then figure all that out over the weekend probably. I also need to make some YouTube videos because the last 2 weeks I missed my YouTube video for both weekends, so I need to catch up on that. I got a lot to do. I don't even think I think I can take a break this weekend. Usually I don't do any work on Saturday, but I'm swamped, so I kind of need to. Let's see. This one 2. Did I make 2? Oh, I didn't make too many. Okay. Yeah, I probably will cut most of these down. I don't think I need very many physics forms for this. Because, like, I'm not animating the top hair very much, so I probably could barely move some of the top hair here, and then really just kind of leave it. Like, I'll let it squash maybe, just to have some bounce movement to it, like the squash, and then probably leave it at that. I don't really need to do much. It's not very mobile, I should say. Think Sombra's hair from Overwatch, if you guys know. Like, when you look at her moving around and stuff, her hair doesn't really move except for the ends of it, right? So think about that. It's basically that. It's not really attached to his head per se, but it doesn't really move much, you know? So we're probably just gonna kind of mimic that. The front strands do, but the back strands are kind of just laying over the head and it's all bunched together and held together by stuff. So I'm imagining to make it look more synthetic, which is kind of the look that I was going for. I'm gonna have it kind of behave like synthetic material, you know? I don't want it to behave like normal hair because it's not normal hair, so it wouldn't move like normal hair. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take this. We need my... Yeah, there we go. Bangs 4. Highlight this whole layer here. There's also shadow on it as well, so I'll keep that in mind when I'm rigging it. Yeah, let's make a deformer for this. Move this in to better shape the hair. We just want this strand right here. Okay. That should do it. So we'll start by adding some keyframes, obviously. Very important. Size that up a bit. Actually, no, yeah, just go all the way, because I'm going to pull the whole freaking thing. So this would move here. I kind of need the hair in front of it to move, so give me a sec. Yeah, remove those. Not that one. And then I want this just kind of... Yeah, this part up here is not going to move at all. So I want this one to kind of just go this way. Like I said, not very much movement. Okay. And then wiggle the opposite direction. To fix that a tad. Okay. Then we take this one. Add some parameters. And then move this little bit here. Like this. Oh, hold on. I don't think it was in the right spot. No, I didn't move the dial. There we go. This. incrementally. This can kind of bounce a little bit more or just curve a little because I'm going to make this bounce more on probably the Y form. That way it makes more sense. Yeah, okay. That's good. We just need the side-to-side movement, so let's go the other way. So this curves in like this. Uh-huh. Looks good. Looks good. Add the Y form. Actually, no, that's the head 3. Remove that because we don't need it. Now the Y form. Probably only need one of the Y forms as well, so we'll remove the other one. Actually, no. Put the other one back. I know what I'm going to do. Slide that all the way right. Add some keyframe. We're going to add some bounce to the whole thing. Now, I don't think it would bounce straight up. It would kind of bounce like to the right just a tad. And then obviously the opposite direction would be bouncing downward. Boing, 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 boing. All right. And then obviously the Y2 for head 4 would be just this little segment down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, squash it upwards just a little bit.
I'm going to drink till I reboot.
Thank you, Skull Kid. I'll get that in a second. That. I'm not on a keyframe like a dumbass. Move that. Yeah, I think this would bounce upward like that. Yeah. Okay. And then when I move this, that looks good. Move this downward. Looks great. That center. Move that to the right. And then let's start with the middle as always. This would move this way. I think this would warp up and inward. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, let's check the movement. Looks fine. Yep. Other way. Looks great. Yep. There can be little smidgens of like gaps. That's okay, because I'm going to go back over the whole thing and tweak it so that I can narrow those as much as possible. That's fine. Like once I get all of the forms in physics, I'm going to go over absolutely everything, like basically a rendering phase of art, but like just tweaking phase of this where I look at absolutely every part and just you know, min-max all of it. All right, so let's put this in the physics form. I'll take a drink real quick for Skull Cat. And then let's check this out in physics. Look at that face. Who could be mad at that face? Put those in here. Change their values to 30 to go along with everything else. Everything at 30 seems to make sense so far. Look at that wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, turn that on. See how it moves all together. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I like how it bounces. See, you can have a little wiggle. There you go. And then I'll basically just do the same thing for the rest of the hair. And then we're probably good. Boing, 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 boing. Anyway. Looks great. And that's when my movements are the most dramatic, obviously. Like, when I'm moving around, it's not going to be that quick. I don't move that quick. So, it'll probably be like, you know, just little subtle movements, subtle wiggles. Looks like the shadow. Yeah, I don't really need to do anything to the shadow. It's fine. It should already be pre-rigged anyway on the face layer. If not, I can add a shadow XY real quick just to make sure that it pokes out enough. I think it's fine. It pretty much is hugging the face, so there doesn't need to be very much shadow. It's really this one that needed it the most. And obviously the crescent. Alright, and then this hair, because it's tucked in, I don't think will move very much. So we're going to turn off crescent 5 and 4. And then we're going to reduce... We're going to reduce this one to 2 head forms, or 2 X forms, and then 1 Y form. No, we'll keep 2 Y forms. I think that just makes more sense. Because I want the little bit to wiggle on its own, just the tiny little ends of it. Because I think it just makes it, it just gives it more personality. So let's do, we need to make a form for this. So we'll go things 3, select the whole thing. Make a deformer. And then shape the head a little bit more. I don't need this to be so wide. That's good. Okay. Let's add a keyframe. Slide that all the way to the left. And then warp it. We just want this to kind of move upwards slightly. So we're going to size this up and drag like the whole thing. And just slowly stretch this out. Okay. I think it looks too stiff when it's straightened out like that. So why don't we... Oh, you know what I can do? I'm going to curve it more. Because this one especially is just very straight. I know what I'm going to do. Turn my brush down a bit. Grab this. And then we're going to curve it in. Actually, no. Curve it like this. Stretch it like that. Yeah. And then just move that all to the side. A little bit more. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of moving back a bit, and that's sort of what I want. I also gave it a little bit more curve. That should help out with its movement. Then we want to curve this inward, obviously. Other way. Okay, that looks fine. Let's add some bounce. Actually, no. I need this one to move to the left. Just want the base of the hair to move to the left a bit here. Check it. Okay. Looks great. Other way. This would kind of straighten out. Boop, 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 boop. Check it. All to the right. Looks fine. All over the left. Okay. Add some bounce. Now, up here, about where this starts, we're going to drag all this up. Move this into it. And up. Oh, did I move it on the middle? Oh, okay. Oops. I always forget to slide the slider before I start dragging. Okay. Other way. I want so much movement on the left side. I don't want this to just like kind of curve in and bounce a bit up. I think it's swaying too much. I need this to just bounce. Yeah, I'm dragging it to the right so much. I'm looking for just bounce movement. I think I just drag it down. I'm afraid of this gap right here. I don't really want that. I want this to just barely move, I think. Make this one kind of follow that motion. Yeah, like that. Okay. Let's try last little bit here, and then we're gonna put it in the physics and see what it looks like. Did I move the modeling the wrong way? Hold on. I might have moved this bit of the hair in the wrong direction with the Y. No, it doesn't seem like it. What the hell? Curious. There's not so much bounce on it. I'm sure that's gonna come in later. Yeah, because I don't think the bounce is rigged to the Y yet. So we're just worrying about the X, but we're still doing the Y. Alright, things 3. Yeah, I think I moved it in the opposite direction where it's supposed to be. Oops. That's okay. Easy fix. Boink, boink, boink. Alright. And then the other way. That's the whole head. My bad. Oops. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Looks great. Okay. Let's add that. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh, God. Kill it. That is terrifying. Don't worry, it's all part of the process. It's not real, can't hurt you. Don't worry. Create a deformer. And then same thing as the other ones. Remove that because we don't need it. And then this one's not going to move as much as the other parts of the hair. I need this to just kind of sway a little bit. So we're going to do this. Form. It's really not going to move that much. The top of the hair. The bottom of the hair can move a lot, though. That one's fine. Add some bounce. Did I check it? Looks great. Hey, look at that. He's got hair wiggle. The hair moves. Doesn't that look good? All right, let's keep going. We're almost done with it. Well, at least for this bit, because then there's more. We're not remotely close to done with it, but we're almost done with it. Just saying that to feel better. Let's pick that. Make a deformer. You know the drill by now. Bangs 1. And then back hair is barely going to move. Oops. Barely. We're not going to move it much. Oh, did I do it wrong? Hold on. I always do that. Always forget the slider. that. Okay. Tiniest movement. Don't really need very much. Properly move it on the right layer. Why do I constantly forget that? Always forgetting. Slide the slider, dumbass. Doesn't work if I don't. Okay. Now put it all together. See how it looks. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Hell yeah. Okay. Did I synth the corners of my eyes? Hold on. I did, right? I did. Okay. I was gonna say, did I synth those? Oh, wait, I might not have. Hold on. No? Wait. Okay, I did. Just checking. It looked like for a second that I didn't. Yeah, those are synced. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Uh-huh. I just need to double check. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's fine. Alrighty. What's next? Let's refer to this lovely career art over here that I've been following along.
And deforming them is pretty much the same as
Lifesaver, by the way. Go check her out. If you're interested in rigging at all or VTubing or whatever, and you're curious about the art side of the models, go check out this series that she's done. Massively helping me out. I love it.
So go to modeling and physics.
Super easy to follow.
Click add, name it head X. And
can't believe I didn't like the video.
Preset, I'm gonna choose the eye that I did previously, but it's just 3 pendulums essentially. In input settings, click add, choose angle XYZ and breathing.
Yeah, we did this.
Then
alright, so
head X.
We can forward a bit.
So after I wiggle around a little bit, I can click increase output. So basically what that does is the output maximum number is how much percentage range it reached when it's wiggling your physics parameters.
Yeah.
And increase output will just increase my scale for the parameters that are not reaching 100% of the range. And decrease output will just lower the scale for those exceeding the 100%. Then I click duplicate to make head Y. Change all the outputs to Y102, scale it up, and go to input settings to change the effectiveness to something like this.
Yeah, because I was going to say the Y isn't added yet. The bounce isn't there. So let's go add the bounce real quick. So how'd she do that?
Then change all the outputs to Y102.
Hold on.
Then I click duplicate to make head Y.
Duplicate
change all
head
the
Y.
outputs to Y102, scale it up,
Oh, I see. She's duplicating the group and adding another group for the Y output. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, I see. I get it. All right, so let's go to modeling. Yeah, I was wondering why the Y outputs weren't there. So duplicate and then do head Y. Right. Yeah, we have to make them. So head Y. And then change all of the outputs. Wait, so did she just do only head X on these, I think?
Lower
Yeah, okay, I see. So we're gonna go to head X and just remove all of the Y layers because we don't want those. Oops, hold on. I'll just remove it. Delete. Yeah, there we go. I'll just do that. Oops. I gotta select it. Oh, I can just select all the Y ones, huh? Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Delete. I just want X forms for this. Delete. Delete. Because I think this is also acting on the Y forms, so we're going to remove that. Delete. Okay. So all the Y forms are gone. Yeah, now the bounce is completely removed. Okay. Now we go to head Y. And then just remove all the X forms. There we go. Now we have just nothing but Y forms. Okay, good. And then change the output, she said. Did that.
scale for those exceeding
Scale.
the 100%. Then I click duplicate to make head Y. Change all the outputs to Y102, scale it up, and go to input settings to change the effect.
And then and then the input settings. Okay. And change the effectiveness of the other ones. So 0 here, 100 here. I'll keep the 100, damn it. 0 for that one. 100 for that one. There you go. 0 for that. 100. 100. Give me 100. Why won't you stay as 100? Oh. Oh, maybe is it because I didn't add the breathing yet?
Effectiveness to something like this. Then keep
Or maybe it can't be 100. Maybe it can only be 10. Huh. My breathing is weird. It's not wanting to... I guess I could just do that
and
later.
adjusting things. And I'm gonna move on to...
Okay. There's the bounce that I was looking for. Okay. Gotcha. See, I wasn't doing that before. There it is. Okay. Yes. Pose. Pose on him. Yeah. Look at the wiggles. Look at that bounce. Look at those wiggles. It's so much more expressive than my current model, isn't it? Yeah, this is what I get to do in Live2D, and it's infinitely easier than making blend shapes in 3D. Ugh. Don't get me started on that. That was hell, learning 3D. I couldn't figure it out. I really tried for the life of me, but like it's just just too hard. I guess I go back to her now and see what she's doing.
So same as earlier, but this time I'm just linking everything to two head X
yeah,
and
she's
Y
just finishing her rigging
because
on
this
it.
is a longer to your desired speed. I just reduced the reaction time and shaking influence.
Yeah, I got that.
Do the same
for
head Y, duplicate it and adjust it.
Yeah, she
also,
made
I
separate.
forgot to do this, but you can check the head Z by right.
Oh, right. I did not check the head Z movement. She calls it Z because she's not English. Or American. Let me go here, and then it's supposed to be the head Z. Where is it? There it is. Boink, 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 boink. Alright. Looks great. Look at this, Shelly. Look at that. My hair moves. Look at it wiggle. Look at Duda wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Right-clicking and dragging. So that is linked to head X's, and you can adjust the range over here at angle.
I can adjust the range too. Nice.
Now that the physics settings are done, you can just rig the rest.
Oh, so like the hair. Hold on. Physics settings. Oh, she was adding like angling to it. Hold on. Can I do that? Angle that it can lean at. Yeah, can I make that bigger? Ah, I see. Yeah, I can add more of an angle to it. So now when I move this back, what does that do? Hold on, let me just like massively increase the angle. See what happens. I see. Okay. So let's do like 25. Position. What does position do? Oh, shh. Okay, maybe don't screw with that one. Yeah, I'm doing some rigging. Look at the hair movies. Look at that. Look at that. The hair moves. There we go. So this should like, yeah, increases the, oh, I see what it's doing. You see that? Yeah, look at how far it can lean. Oh. All right, let's do 50 on that. And then like 50 on this one. Okay. So yeah, it's for when I lean my head. Now the hair can stretch and lean even more. And then when I lean this way. Okay, that's pretty cool. When I have too much coffee. That's pretty sick. Okay. What else? What else, magic artist lady?
Short hair to the two sets of X and Y's. This is my result. I'm skipping the process for now because I want to first teach how to rig a longer hair with skinning. So grab the path deform tool, make 3 dots along the long
she's
hair,
doing the back hair.
go to
Yeah.
modeling, skinning, use deformation path for skinning. And what that will do is it will hide your original hair layer. And if it's still there, you can toggle the visibility. And it will give you 2 folders. One's called skinning, where it breaks your layer into parts,
Uh-huh.
and each part is
Ooh,
connected
God.
with the next using a glue. Then in the rotation folder, it gives you a bunch of rotation deformers where each layer separation
Oh,
is
God.
inside of it,
No.
following a hierarchy.
Uh.
And if you scroll down in the parameters list, you'll see it gives you a new folder. Where
Okay, so
each
she's
rotation
showing me two methods basically for... She's just showing me, what is this? What's skinning?
deformer is attached to a parameter.
So is this just another method
and if I go to my physics settings, here I'm just saving my hair preset, then click add, name it long hair left, select the hair preset that I just saved, and for the last one, just select the one with the 10 in it. Then go to output settings, add all the parameters that were created during the skinning. I had 5. If you have more deform path dots, you might have more. And your hair should move a little bit like this.
Whoa.
Adjust the pendulums as you like. And there is no need for a head Y.
What in the world?
I can just adjust my input settings as so. And because it is a side hair, it's already giving a pretty good...
Oh, so it's like the same...
cut.
Yeah, it's the same as warping, but a little easier almost. It just... what the... That was so weird. I got used to warping, and then she shows me skinning, and I'm like, what the hell is that? You can use rotation deformers instead, which create segments, basically. It divides your hair layer into different parts. So essentially, like, accomplishing the same thing, but just it's another way to do it. That's okay. All right.
Parameters
I mean, good to know, because there might be a model where skinning might be better for the whatever hair I'm doing on like somebody else's model. Maybe there's another model with like a hairstyle where skinning would be a better tactic for rigging it than warping. So
more deform path dots, you might have more. And your hair should move the hair on, and that will...
And then she's just using skinning for like the back hair. I don't need to do this because of my wire hair. I'm just going to quickly make a wire deformer on both the ponytails and then just do it the same way I've been doing it.
The input settings of each hair again to add breathing. And these are the input settings that I ended up with. To better visualize the breathing of the hair, I decided to just quickly rig it. So I fold up all my folders, shift select everything inside of my deformer window, create a deformer, name it breathe, center it, but make sure that it covers up everything inside of it, adjust the conversion divisions, scroll down in the parameters to find breathe, attach 2 keyforms,
yeah, because I haven't made a breathing yet.
Oh,
Jesus.
And if we go into physics settings, he's already breathing. Easy.
Oh, okay. Let's go do that real quick. So I need to basically select everything inside of the lower half of the model. Interesting. Oh, but I don't want the back wires to be in that. I don't think. I guess they would be, because they are attached to my back. Obviously. And when I rig them, they're just gonna move super weird. Alright. Let's try that. So we'll just do this. We'll go select the whole thing. Do everything in it. Jesus. Okay. I don't need my hair in this. I just need the body, I think. Oh my god. Oh yeah, necklace would be part of the breathing. Yep. All of that, yeah. My goodness. Where's my ponytail hair? There it is. I don't need that. What is this that's selected there? I can't tell what that is. I think it's my neck. Oh, that's probably my neck layer. Hold on. Yeah, that's my neck. I don't need that. Wires inside my body? Yeah, kind of important. Okay, that should do it. Alright, let's try warping it. And then How many warp divisions did she use for this?
2 keyforms, drag to the right, and then just that it covers up everything inside of it.
Yeah.
Adjust the conversion divisions.
So 9 by 17.
Scroll down in the parameters.
She did 8 by 17. I'll probably just do like same thing. Boop. That seems right. Okay. Oh, Jesus. We'll need to center it. All right, and then we go down to breathing. Breath. Add keyforms, and then she just...
Time breathe. Attach 2 keyforms. Drag
2
to the right,
keyforms.
and then just
2, not 3.
slightly lower his chest.
Okay, we're just moving the chest. Got it. Yeah, so the wires wouldn't move all that much.
And if we go into physics settings, he's already breathing.
Okay, go into physics settings. Should already... I can't add the breath. That's weird. Every time I try to change the value, it's just going back. It's so weird. Why won't you let me change the value? Oh, maybe the inputs... Hold on.
To visualize the breathing of the hair, I decide to just quickly rig it. So I fold up all my folders, shift select everything inside of my deformer window, create a deformer,
create the
name it
deformer.
right, and then just slightly...
Somewhere in the skinning, she did the
5.
breathing
If you have more
input.
deform
Let me
paths
see if
in
there's
the
something I
parameters list,
missed.
you'll see it gives you a new folder where each...
Yeah, that's the skinning.
Here I'm just saving my hair preset.
Yep.
Name it long hair left. Select the hair preset. Then click add. Name it long hair left. Select the hair in it. Then go to output settings. Add all the parameters that were created during the skinning. I had 5. If you have more deform path dots, you might have more. And your hair should move a little bit like this. Obviously, adjust the pendulums as you like. And there is no need for a head Y because I can just adjust my input settings as so. And because it is a side hair, it's...
Yeah, but this parameter won't let me change it, so I wonder... Maybe it's angle that she's trying to do. Yeah, it was angle. Okay, that makes sense. I'm just dumb. I didn't see her change it to angle. He's breathing. He's alive. He's alive.
It's already giving a pretty good Y effect. But you might notice that your hair is not following your head XY warp deformer anymore. That is because remember how rotation deformers will not be deformed by warp deformers? And so we're gonna fix that now. I'm gonna find the 2 folders that you gave me and just delete it and toggle the visibility of the previous hair on and pendulum a little bit.
Alright, let's go where she added the breath.
Adjust the physics settings. He's already breathing. Easy. I also decided that my Y angles breathing could...
She might have... Did she catch the head in the breathing?
Visualize...
I think my warp did it. Oh yeah, she caught the head with hers. Hold on. Where's my body breathing? Okay, so all we need to do is we just take... all of this. There's my neck. Put that in body breathing. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna remake body breathing. I'll just remake it. Okay. That didn't change anything, right? Okay, yeah. It just went back. That's fine. Alrighty. So then we just go here. Select literally everything. Yeah, I was gonna say, it makes sense to have the whole model in it. Breath. By 17. Damn it. What am I missing? Oh. Get out of here with that. Hold on. What am I missing? What the hell's over here? What is that? Oh, there's a dot. That's my wire layer. Hold on. Oh god. Now I've done it. What is that? He's gone. What layer is that part of? That's wire 3. It's not even on the page. I don't have to worry about it. You can't even see it. Oh, is it my deformer that's making this not work? I think it's my deformer. Yeah, because you can't put rotation deformers inside of the body. No, it's not that. What the hell? Some hierarchy problem. This is all part of head XY, so I wonder if I just select head XY because this is all controlling the head. So what if I just do this and then I just select everything underneath? So basically, I have to like manually pick all this shit. Oops. Annoying, but I can do it. Alright, so we want to remove certain bits. Anything that isn't these 3, pretty much. So I can get rid of all this. Because it's the deformer hierarchy that's messing with it. So anything on the head basically is already managed and has a deformer that controls it. So basically, if I think if I select the deformer that's controlling the part, then I don't need to select everything that's underneath it. Basically, you just select the deformer. So since they're already managed by something, I don't need to have anything in the head. Yeah, okay. These are completely on the same hierarchy, I think. So let's try it now. Damn it. What am I missing? Just gotta look through and make sure I'm not selecting anything other than deformers. Oh, next C. Everything's on the same layer. It's all on the same layer. You're just coping. You're lying to me. It's all on the same layer. Do I gotta manually select this shit? Hold on. Let's select all the things that aren't already managed by another deformer, and maybe just make another deformer out of it. Let's see all the things that are managed. Basically. Should I just shift select all this? Yeah, this should be everything that isn't the head. Okay. I'll just make a body XY since it wants to be a little butt. Boom. There. Now you can suck my nuts. Freaking layer hierarchy. There. Body XY, right? And then you just take all of this, reduce it down till we got all of the ones on the same hierarchy. So then you go here, blam, blam, and then you just take that, and that, make a deformer out of it. Really? Hold on. Is head XY managing? Oh, you know what? I think. No, they're on the same freaking. There's just my neck. Ponytail. You know what I may end up doing? I may just... Hold on. It's gonna be jank as shit, but I'm just gonna rig it separately. Fine, you want to be a butthole? Then I just won't... I won't deal with you. I'm just not gonna put up with it. Suck my nuts. I'll just make different parameters for each different deformer. Eat me. I'll play your game, Cubism. You want to be like that? Fine. He's breathing. I don't think I need very much movement. It just needs to be more slight. Yes. All right, he's breathing. Now we just move the head just a little. Yeah, because all the rest of the model's moving. It's just the head that I need to move. So we'll just do a head XY and then just put this one on here as well. She did only 2 forms. I'm going to do 3 just to have a middle. Ever so slightly move this thing down. I want to just barely move you. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Okay. Ponytail. Aha. You thought you could rule me, Cubism? Joke's on you. I'm too good for you. I'm too skilled. You can't trick me. All right. Now he's breathing. He's alive. It's slight. Wow. Look at that. Now the body's got a little bit of movement. All right, the last thing I need to do is just give the wiggle to the ponytail. And I think that's good. The wiggle. So we just want this one. Yeah. Oh, that's ponytail XY. Hold on. We just want this one. Right. Two XY. Blam. Damn it. Oh, I think it's because it's managed by ponytail XY. All right. we'll go to ponytail XY. Hold on. Yeah, okay, maybe within ponytail XY, we just do this, and then we go like this, and we go ponytail 2P. Blam, okay. Right, so now it's managing that one, and then we go this way, and then we go ponytail 1. Boop. Okay. Now we go like yes. We're just gonna add another set in physics. So we'll go. Oh, this one doesn't have a right movement. Hold on. I wasn't quite done with this. No, I want that one. Things one. There we go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right. Good stuff. Take ponytail XY and then move it up a little bit because I think it's going downward too much. Yeah. It's not true. It is dramatic with the upward movement, obviously, because it's curved. It's sticking out of the back bottom of my head. You guys will get to see that when I do the release of the concept art. I'll probably do some back forming, and then you guys will get to see it better. But wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right. Yeah, I have twin ponytails back there, and it comes out of a port in the back of my head. Think like Lucy from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, if you guys know. Think about that. Like she has a neural like port to connect to net running stuff for hacking, but it's a deep dive port. But think that, but basically my hair is just the wires that I plug into shit. All right. Yeah, my hair is also the mechanism for hacking. So let's do ponytail physics. What was I doing? Oh yeah. New parameter. Ponytail. Do 1. Ponytail X 1. Blend shape. And then repeat that. Oops, I didn't want to make that. This one, replicate. Actually, I'll just do 2, and then we'll do replicate, and then do Y1. Actually, I don't think they need a Y. We'll do it anyway, just cause. We'll give it just like a little bounce. I don't think they really need one. Because you're not seeing most of the hair, so I probably can get away with just 1 Y. And then like 2 X's. So we'll do that. And then drag that down, put this here, and then do 2, 2, 2, go here. Make sure I'm selecting ponytail 1. All right. And then we're just going to drag. Put 3 keyframes, drag to the left. And then swipe the whole freaking thing this way. And then this way. Yeah. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. And then we do the other one. Parameter. Base of it, just like a little to the left here. A little to the right. Wiggle. Okay. And a little bit of bounce. Not very much. We don't need very much. Bouncies. Bounce downward. Boing, boing, boing. All right. Other ponytail. Same thing. Keyframe. To the left. Take it back now, yo. One hop this time. Right foot, left one. This one. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it up. Did I wake up a generation with that one? I think what I need to do is I'm going to actually uncover the layers beneath it. What's up, Mason? We're just doing some rigging on the hair. I'm about done with it, but I'm doing the ponytail real quick. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of keyframe, and I'm just going to turn off the layers that are in front of it real quick, because I just need to see the ponytail. I know it's gonna be weird. Just hang with me for a second. It's gonna be freaky, and you're gonna wanna like relax. Clothes, body. There we go. We just want this. All right, there's sweet. All right, I can see. Then we do ponytail 1. I can actually see it. Winton? Are you a Winton player now? He is quite fun. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Look at it, Mason. I wiggle. You'll get to see the hair movement in a sec. I gotta do the ponytail first, though. You are not. You've been playing Hog. Yeah, you would never main tank anyway. He's a DPS player. He does play a little bit of tank though. Just sent your dinner in the food channel? Ooh. Yeah, make sure you guys are in my Discord so you can see Mason's food. And also stay updated and play games with us. Thank you. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It's a noodle. I got noodle hair. You had too much sugar. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. I don't think you need me to tell you to don't do that. Alright, let's turn the rest of him back on. Boom. And he's back. Check this out, Mason. I just need to rig the hair, so hold on. Let me see. Add those ones. Blam, right? And then you go here. Actually, hold on. I want just the X forms of this. So that one, that one, that one. Okay. Scale. He's breathing! He's alive! 30, not 50. Is it my tracking my blinking? No. It's not currently rigged to blink me. The studio itself doesn't track my real life blinking. I don't think it can. Maybe it does. Obviously, it doesn't right now. Here we go. Now it's wiggling. It's wiggling. The wiggle. Look at the wiggle. Okay. All I need to do now is, let's see, so scale 30. Yep. And then we just go... Input settings. Oh, right. Okay, I need to take all of the Y forms out of this. And then we need to duplicate it and make a separate Y output. Give me a sec. Because I want the hair to bounce too, along with the movement of the breathing. So I need to rig the breathing to the Y movement. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yeah, all right. Very nice. Is that all of my hairs? 3, 2, 1, ponytail, ponytail. It is all of them. Oh, okay. Duplicate, and then do head Y, because when I went back, it deleted it. And then we go like this, and we just delete all of them. And then we'll add all of the hair Y forms. Let's do 1. Crescent Y. Okay. Boop. And then go scale 30. Actually, do scale 50 for the Y. Yeah. Okay. And then we go output settings, and we want 0 for the X, 100 for the Y. Zero for the Z, and 10 for the breathing. Bouncy. Bouncy hair. Scale 30. Too much bounce. Yes. It's bouncy. Okay. And then everything moves to the rigging, the breathing as well. Yep. Lean looks good. Breathing is very slight, so it doesn't need to have too much effect on it. Yeah. It's already moving. I can barely tiny see it on the ponytail. Perfect. All right. It's already rigged up. Sweet. Control S. And then we'll go check our friend and see what she does next.
Going to physics settings, he's already breathing. Easy.
Easy.
I also decided that my Y angles breathing could be a bit more on my short hair. So I just went back and adjusted the effectiveness.
Yeah, personal preference.
So a little thing to add, when you do random posing, there are some parameters that you don't want to trigger, like my V-bridger mouth shapes. So you can go to
You played
preview,
support? Who'd
set
you
random
play?
pose, and just uncheck whatever you don't want. And yeah, I would say I'm done hair rigging. But I'm going to put the clip of me rigging the rest of the short hair at the end. So here you go.
And then she's doing the rest of it. We can skip all that. I don't need to do any of that. Wow. Okay, so is that it? I think besides the wires on the head, which will also be rigged, I need to make those a form. Wow. I just need to give them Y bounce. So we're just going to do head, earring, pipes. Those are inner ear, outer lines, pipe 1, 2. Is that both? Okay, yeah. Sweet. And then we just go like this, and we make a deformer, head, pipe, E. And then in the hair layer, we'll just do the same thing. We'll just do here. Pipe. X1. No, it just needs a Y1. It doesn't need more than one. Blend shape. Because I just wanted to bounce up and down. I don't need it to wiggle the other way. And it's only going to have very slight movement. So we just need to barely move this down. Actually, I'm just going to be... I just want that. I might need to put them on a separate deformer. Yeah, I need a separate deformer. We'll do pipe 1. Pipe 1P. Just that one. And then this one. Okay. And then we go here. Blend shape. Replicate. Blend shape. Warp. There, now they have some bounce to it. Then we do this one. Same thing on this side. Okay. Head Y. Output add. Scale 30. So then when I move my head, there's a little bit of wiggle on them. You see it? Those can probably be 40 to be honest. You can probably do it a little more. Wiggle, wiggle. 50? Mm-hmm. There we go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. Synthesize. Actually, let's do save. And then synthesize corners. Beautiful. All right. Look at the modeling. Posing. Is the head not moving at all? Hold on. Oh, the head might not be. Oh, it is. It is moving. Okay. Breath. You know what I think I do? Oh, you know what? I believe I have to add head. No, it should just automatically be part of it. Yeah, you just don't see it in the posing as much. That's fine. Okay. I think that's it for the head, yeah. I mean, besides... Oh, wait, no, I have my chain. Hold on. This also needs some wiggle. All right. We are about done. I think that's the last thing on the head. Let me see. Yeah. Back, the ponytail, front hair, center hair, eyes, cheek needs to be flushed a little bit, not flushed, bluffed a little bit when talking, but I think that's different. That's a different part of the writing process. If she doesn't do it, I'll go back and do it. It's not hard at all. Yeah, I think the last thing is the necklace. All right. Let's just do one last little thing on the necklace and we're good. I'll do it in hair physics as well, just because it's on the head. So we need... Shh. Where is it? Where did I put it? Is it in hair? No. Where did I put it? Earring. There it is. You had a tank that kept getting targeted. That sucks, bro. Now I just gotta add my earring physics. Blam. Looks great. Center it. And then we go here. And we do this. We do earring X. Blend shape. Duplicate. Earring Y. Now we add some sway. Now this thing is a solid object, so it doesn't need to be... You know what I should do? Yeah, it's just gonna rotate on a pivot point, so... I think I can just like... I don't know that I need to warp it. I think I could just turn it. And it should go back to where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Okay. And then we go here, obviously. So modeling. And on the head X, we add earring X. Set it to 50. Earring Y. Set it to 50. And now there's some sway and bounce to my earring. Let's try 70 on the sway. Yeah, it can have a whole lot more. Boing, 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 boing. All right. There we go. I have an earring moving around. I think that is the last little bit, isn't it? Yeah, the head's done. Holy crap. All right. We still have more time. So, I think the next one, ooh, the next one is the body rigging. Plus the steppies. What's the steppies? Whenever it loads.
Body rigging. We're so close to being done.
We're so
First,
close
I'm
to being
gonna
done
organize
already.
the
Holy
arms by
shit! I
grouping
just
them
started the model
together.
like a week ago.
Select all
Not
of
even.
the right arm.
What the?
Select this tool. It just lets you create a rotation.
Wait.
Body rigging. We're so close to being done.
I just started. Guys, is it normal to complete the rigging in like 4 days? Is that normal? I haven't done all my toggles and things, but the base rigging is almost done already, and it's only been 4 days. Is it normal to finish all the base rigging on a model in 4 days? Hey Google. Hey. Live2D. How long does rigging take? A few days for a simple bust-up model to several weeks or even months for highly detailed full body rig. Yeah, okay, so it is pretty normal because I'm just doing the regular rigging right now, so a few days, yeah, for like basic stuff. But the rest of this is just gonna be me doing all of the toggles and extra things. Okay, so we're in a normal pace. We're actually doing normal. Sweet.
So first, I'm gonna organize the arms by grouping them together. Select all of the right arm.
Yeah.
Select this tool.
Yeah.
It just lets you create a rotation deformer wherever you want. Rename it to arm right.
Ooh.
And I did notice some scuff of my arm poking out, so I'm just gonna tuck it in.
Flap, flap, flap.
No one will know. Then for the left arm, I can't do a rotation anymore because it is connected to the hand on the torso.
Right.
So I'm going to make a warp deformer.
You're just gonna make a warp deformer.
Make sure to include the hand as well. Then also select all the torso, including the accessories and the crouch. I forgot here. I'm gonna add it later on. Make a deformer called Torso XY. Drag all your arms with a rotation deformer into the torso. I only have one. Then on Torso XY, add 3 keyforms on body X and Y. Deform the torso turns. And if your model has breast, of course, give that an XY deformer and make it look 3D.
Okay. So this is gonna be the part that's gonna take a lot of time. If you thought the top of the model took a while, I have a lot of moving bits. There's 3 layers to this outfit, so I'm gonna have to do 3 different deformers just for this. Well, let's get cracking. Jesus. All right. Let's watch a good bit of this first just to see where it's going so I know what I'm doing. Right. And see, she's got a suit, so she doesn't need to do all the crazy crap that I'm doing.
Then for better visualization, I rig the displacement of the entire model. So make a rotation deformer on top of breathe. I just call it XY. I like to control drag it to the chest area. Add the keyforms. And just move the entire model.
Whoa. I see where we're going with this.
Don't ever forget to synthesize corners. And I'm back to the torso XY rigging.
Okay.
For the left arm, just directly attach body X and Y onto the deformer and deform like so. For more advanced arm rigging, I think some people would glue the joints together, but sadly I hate gluing.
I also hate gluing. I don't want to do that. I'm
Same
fine with
thing for the
warping
right arm.
and
I can attach
skinning,
3
but I'm not
parameters
gluing.
to
Fuck
body
that.
X on the rotation deformer and adjust the angles. And here I would like an effect where the arm goes behind the body. To do that, I'll first select all of the arm right layers. Actually, I'll make a folder for it first. I'm not super organized. And copy and paste the folder. Name the new folder arm right back. And then drag it below lower body. Then select all 3 layers of the upper arm. Add 3 keyforms on body X. At the rightmost one, go in draw order and -1.
Opacity.
So the draw order just controls the layering, and there you go.
Whoa.
And if I didn't have my hair at the back, I probably didn't even have to copy the layer. And this is where I drag my crouch into my torso XY. This is similar to when I forgot to center my bangs XY. So I just copy the deformer, delete everything, expand it, drag it back, and then modeling, deformer, apply deformer to child elements. Next, for the legs, I have symmetrical legs, so I can just rig one side and duplicate it to the other side.
Yeah, I
first
also have
making
symmetrical
leg
legs.
left, XY. And I want to give him steppies when he steps to the left. So his legs are going to be reaching outwards. And honestly, each model's legs are so different that I kind of have to trial and error on each model to see what works and what doesn't. Poo-poo took me a few tries. Actually, I'll just show you the result because there's a lot of back and forth.
Oh god.
So I duplicate the deformer, reflect it on the other side, check body X. Change name to leg right, XY. Drag the deformer.
Oh, you're in a call waiting? Oh, well, I didn't know you were gonna hop in. I wasn't in Discord. I can do that real quick. Hold on. I don't even have my Discord open. I've just been sitting by myself. I didn't know you were hopping on, and oh shit, there's 16 notifications for the group chat. Hold on. Oh my god. Hello. What are you up to?
I just finished printing a bunch of pages for a book that I am bookbinding.
Ooh. Very fun.
Yeah.
I finished the rigging on the head.
In a bag of chips. Yay!
Yeah, my head is already done. I'm like, is this normal pace? Apparently it is, so I don't have anything to worry about. Like, I'm doing this awfully quickly. No, it's normal.
Okay, the only reason why people take extremely long for stuff is that the more overtly complicated a design and the rig is, the longer it takes for stuff to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 layers for this outfit and a shit ton of wires, so it's gonna take me a while to do the body.
But you know what I mean? It's like in terms of like other people who have like, oh, I want to do this toggle or that toggle, or I have so many moving parts, and then they have so many different effects and everything. So it varies on how overtly complicated a design is to how overtly complicated the rig is combined together. Because there are some people who have like quote unquote simple designs, but then overtly complicated stuff going on in their rig.
Like mine. I have so many things. Oh my god. My body rigging is gonna take a minute to do. Oh god.
I was gonna say we could use this time as an impromptu like podcast episode while you're rigging stuff.
We can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I finished the head. I did what I wanted to do today.
And such like that. I just happened to be here and stuff like that, and I was just like, ah!
You got some stuff to yap about?
Well, okay. So Shelly sent me something.
Why is that the emote you picked for me, Shelly? What the fuck?
But like, okay, so Shelly sent me something which he
Right.
did not research fully on and such like that. But okay, so this comes up to the question of how you view things and stuff like that. So from the perspective, okay, I'm trying. Okay, how not safe for work can I indulge?
I mean, I'm not.
Mainly.
Depends on like what kind of NSFW we're talking about.
Well, like, okay, I'm still gonna try to censor it, but
Okay.
but it's the topic itself is especially not safe for work.
Okay.
So the problem arises now of the question, as as the creator / the owner of the character, is it illegal for you to have not safe for work content of your character?
No. Why would it be illegal?
Well, okay, so there's two layers to this problem. One, the music stopped perfectly right when I said this.
Right as you said, I didn't.
Okay, so Shelly sent me what is an article about someone who got arrested in the UK for having not safe for work material illustrations. Or like even her own drawings of her own VTuber.
Okay.
Now the thing is that there are some layers to this in which people aren't like going fully on and everything. So let's hit the first general layer. Is it illegal for you to have not safe for work material of your character?
No, I made the character. It's mine.
But okay. Now here's the extra layer that says, actually, if your character's a minor.
What? Yeah, but like that should be obvious. People should know that that's wrong. It doesn't matter if you made the character. It's still portraying a younger character that shouldn't be portrayed.
But here's the thing. I'm not trying to defend this person. I'm not saying that. It just brought up another conversation that I had with Raptor for this. This is a law that got passed in Texas, in which like the generative material of generative AI of art related to making not safe for work related material of characters that could be implied as underage. Here's the thing though, they put a very general sense into it where I look at it and I'm like, that is too vague.
Okay.
But no, because like here's the thing, Kaz, like you and I both know anime.
Yes.
There's a lot of characters that look like minors.
Anime just does not accurately portray age of characters. Everyone knows that.
Well, most fiction doesn't.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna say oh yes I'm gonna oh yes I am attracted to this character who looks like a 14-year-old but is actually like a 1,000-year-old dragon pretending to be a human.
God, every single time too. They always do it. Like, why can't it be a big booby goth woman who's 3,000 and a dragon? Like, what? How hard is it?
You want your big booba goth momming.
I would rather that than an underage character or one where it's like I can't fucking tell the difference. Because at least if they look like a 40-year-old woman, I know that it's safe to goon. Like.
But then okay. But then there's also the layered idea that people are saying, well, technically it's a fictional character, it's not really hurting anybody, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, there's a lot of different problems that we're tackling here. Let's take a seat and focus on each one individually.
I have a good example that I referenced a lot in conversation with some people. I won't say who or from where or when, but I've had some people talk to me about Blue Archive. You know what Blue Archive is. I've played it, and regardless of the gameplay or anything like that, all of the characters, almost all of them, are around 16 to 17. Now in Japan, that's not a problem because they have a different rule there. So other countries might not think that's a
they're
problem.
actually considering raising that age.
Yeah, they're going to consider raising it, which will be presenting a lot of issues for Blue Archive. That's their problem, not mine. The problem with me, or that I have with it, is that they fan service the ever living shit out of their characters. Most of them are obviously underage, and in the US, it doesn't matter if it's okay in Japan. It's not okay here. You have to respect the laws of the country that you live in, and I try to tell people, even if it's okay, it's still really weird. Like, I've heard some people completely gooning over the character models, and they tell me the reason that you gave me, or the excuse that you gave me that people use, or it's like, oh, it's a fictional character. Yeah, but it's a fictional character portraying a child. All right, there's nothing you can tell me that does not make that weird or wrong.
The thing is that the part that bothers me, at least with the law, not with your explanation and stuff like that, is that you could basically make a very general sense that most anime would fall under this, in which we can't watch certain things because a character, no matter if it is the character of age or not, if it's illustrated to look younger.
Yeah. Because like you can have a character that looks younger, but like it just general rule of thumb, people. How about we just make a general rule of thumb, which I thought everyone could have assumed by now. If your character isn't obviously of age, then don't portray them in a weird manner, all right? Just don't do NSFW if it's not obvious.
Like, for example, I bring this up because there are many fantasy-based ones. We're talking about, like, D&D fantasy rather than just general fiction and stuff. But, like, there's always the joke. Someone always brings it up in my D&D campaigns related to anything, is that I swear the Barkeep has a book for every single race and their legal age to drink.
Oh, God.
Because that's the thing. It's like, it's different per.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't,
you could have
not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you could have an elf who could look like a 20-something-year-old and is 100 years old. But then by the time they're like 50 in a human equivalent, they look like a 12-year-old.
Right. Because they live much longer, so they develop a whole lot slower.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, is it all right for me to date because of the fact that it's a different species altogether? It's legal in my species, but it's illegal for your species, kind of thing. But then it's just like, you add so many layers of complication that it's just like, oh my god.
And I'm just like, general rule of thumb, if you're a character, regardless of all the layers, strip it all away. If your character just looks like an underage human being or can be compared to an underage human being, maybe just don't draw them in an NSFW manner. Maybe just don't. Like,
okay, then what's your opinion about 7 Deadly Sins? That one fairy. I despise her.
Why? Like, I think I got to the point where she shows up and I just stopped. I just couldn't do it. I don't know how I even made it that far because 7 Deadly Sins is just so, you know.
It's very bland. It's very bland.
Well, and they just sexualize the shit out of every female character that has screen time. God.
Like, okay, so here's my problem with it and such like that, because I slightly got further to it because I guess I cared a little bit more about the characters, and I only say that by 1%, by a single percent.
Yeah.
And
but it's a big 1%.
It's not even a big 1%. It's just I'm here at this point now, too far invested into the story that I'd rather just finish it at this point and not feel like I wasted my entire time and such. But like the fairies, which that character is a fairy, they have canonically said she is a fairy who's protecting that like treasure on the top of the tree,
right,
and such like that. Have two forms. They have their true form and their conserving power form, which when we're introduced to her, that is her quote-unquote conserving power form. When we see King, who is also a fairy and one of the main characters, he has a smaller, kind of almost like 13, 12-year-old boy form
Right.
and such. But then when he is in his true form, he is a full-grown adult. And I'm like, okay, so what you're proposing is that she is in her conserving power form, which is very powerful, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and such. But what you're implying is, oh, she probably has an adult form,
Right.
and such, and she's just conserving power. No, they didn't go that way. They didn't go that way. The author just kept at with like, oh yeah, no, she's cute, she's small and cute, and stuff like that. And I'm like, what do you mean this is her true
Like,
form?
why?
She just got wings.
What?
I was ready for
Oh
her
my
to
God.
be like a full-grown woman, like goddess situation that
Yeah.
Bond definitely definitely like got like the best like waifu in the entire series because she is a literal goddess,
Mhm.
and it's like, no, she's still a little child, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you were expecting so much more.
Because that's the thing. It's like, if you're proposing like, hey, we have a solution to make it not weird, do that. But then they kept her weird. They kept it very weird, and I'm just like, you're meaning to tell me canonically Bon is romantically involved with her, if not worse with her.
But like, okay, so I actually have a good opposite example of this, where it's like, it's not done wrong. You know, Spy Family is fantastic when it comes to anything moral, because they have made everything so freaking wholesome and censored, and have found a way to make it super enjoyable and just such a comfortable, like, cozy anime.
Are you gonna talk about Anya's friend?
Yeah, Becky Blackwell. I was gonna say, Becky has a little girl crush on Lloyd and is very into her, or very into him.
To be fair,
But like,
who wouldn't
who
be into
wouldn't
Lloyd?
be? But like, but like, she's very much into him. But like, but she has like a very like kid crush, you know? Because like, she reads fairy tales, and everyone has that. Like, you know, you can have a little kid girl crush, and she doesn't act on any of it. There isn't weird like romance or any subplot between them. He just kind of brushes it off.
Okay. He's like, okay. Sure,
Okay.
kid. Whatever.
These kids are weird, man. I don't understand these kids.
But I'm finding myself, because I go through TikTok a lot. I go through TikTok a lot because I'm trying to find like funny video ideas and stuff like that. There's a trend of like seeing like older characters and stuff like that who are like basically like, oh yeah, I'm kind of done with this whole dating thing.
Yeah.
Or like, I just got divorced or something. You know, like, it's basically like, okay, the first example that comes into the idea is like 30-something-year-old single mom. A single mom just got back on the dating scene, and then her son's best friend, who's like 20-something, trying to woo her over, and I'm just like, bro.
Oh my God.
But like,
Dude.
I don't know. Is it a trend now where like, cause it's like, there are people who are genuinely interested in quote unquote older people and younger people. Like, they have a type. I don't get that though.
That's always been a thing. I don't know if it's a trend. I mean, wrong person to ask. I don't consume the internet, so I don't know when the internet's doing weird shit, except if my chat or my sister teaches me. So.
But no. Like, okay, so
People
like
have
for
like,
me,
there have been always people that have had like weird things for people that are either way younger or way older than them. That's always been a thing.
yeah, but I observe it more as like, you know, like it's a trend in which, like, not trend like a social media craze, but like when you see like things up and go in history and stuff, like, you know how when like people immediately start searching up All I Want for Christmas Is You as Christmas approaches, kind of trend. But the thing is that like, I've noticed that now these days, I don't know if it's because of the influence of book talk, the influence of media in general, because we got more interesting actors or actresses and stuff like that, but people are really into the silver fox or the DILF types. And I'm just like, excuse me?
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from.
But like from the girl's point of view, they like that, but then from the guy's point of view, it's slightly similar, if not definitely like it's just like, ooh, yeah, I like them kind of young and stuff, and I'm just like, huh?
Oh my god.
It's like the same problem that I had with Yandere and stuff like that, where
yeah.
I like the first episode of the podcast that I did with Raptor was because I wanted to dive deep from someone on the opposite perspective of why do people like Yandere and stuff.
Yeah.
Because as a person who does not understand the appeal, I wanted to see someone else's perspective, at least like that could look on the other side and say, maybe this is why they like it, or is an advocate for it, where they say like, I understand, and stuff. But like when it comes to the idea of liking anything outside, like with a greater range outside of your age group, baffles me.
I mean, at least
I don't know.
At least the people that like silver foxes are going after someone who's obviously an adult.
Well, no. Okay. How do I put it? I say this as a person who doesn't really go too far out of my age range.
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
I don't
I look
at
at the
least
people
go
that
after
are
someone who's like a decade older or a decade younger than me.
I look at the people that are in my
within the same
chat that
decade.
are like 16, 17, 18, 19. Like, they're so much younger. It's like they grew up in a different world from me. And they're not even that much younger than me. I'm 24. Like, it's not even that big of a difference.
You and me feel like like grandparents.
Yeah, I know. And they call me Unk, and I'm like, you know, they're not even wrong.
No, the weird part is that when I'm at work and stuff like that, I hear some of the weird slang that they're saying, and I'm like, the hell are you all talking about?
Fuck are you talking? It's like a different language.
Like, okay, I only recently understood what the hell chud meant.
Oh, yeah.
I had to have someone sit down and explain it to me. I was just like, the hell is a chud?
Oh, I had fun. Semi-related. I had fun. My buddy Cinderheart, I rated his thing, and I was talking about how Shelly was showing me the life-sized Vaporeon plushie, as if that's not gonna make me want it more. Like, and I was telling Cinder about it, and I was like, "What's wrong with that?" And his chat knew. He didn't know. So his chat posted the copy pasta, and he got through like maybe 2 or 3 lines. And all I hear when I'm like, I have him on a second monitor, like all I hear is, "What the fuck?" And it was so funny.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, now he
Some
knows.
people, they don't know certain things from older generations too. Like, okay, as much as I say as a furry and stuff like that, there are some people who don't know about the uwu owo lore copy pasta.
Oh no. Oh.
My BF's aunt said it was okay if a nearly 20-year-old dated a 16-year-old if he was careful. Then said it was a difference in generation when he said that wasn't okay. Pardon?
What?
What?
What? What? Huh?
Like question mark?
Like
okay. I kind of understand. Okay, so that's where it comes down to like whether it's legal or illegal, and stuff like that. Because I had a classmate in high school who was dating someone who was 2 grades above us and 2 years older than us.
Yeah.
And such. But now
That's
it
totally
gets to
fine.
my question. Yeah, but then it's like, okay, so then what happens if like a freshman dates a senior and stuff like that? Is that what?
It's weird, but the thing is that I think that like the very like a second follow-up question would be like, well, so if it's weird for a freshman to date a senior in high school, which is only like a 3-year difference,
3 to 4 years, yeah.
4 at most, 3 typically, then is it still weird if that same group were to be dating when they're like 20 and 23?
Well, I mean, they're both legal at that point, so there's not really much of a difference.
The answer...
It's that weird 18-year range of who becomes legal and who doesn't become legal.
The answer is that like usually when you're kids, it's fine, but when you're getting real freaking close and the question starts popping up, just general rule of thumb, maybe it's not okay. Maybe just go for people that are kind of closer to you. I mean, there's benefits of like if they're closer in age to you, they typically grew up on similar things, so you're probably going to be a little more like-minded when it comes to interests and hobbies and stuff, so you'll easily get along with them better. Like it just go for people that are closer to you in age. It limits a lot, but like deal with it.
Like for me and Ness have a somewhat of a 4 to 6 year gap.
Yeah.
But that's fine because both of us met each other when we were both at least of legal age.
I have a
adults.
friend that is in a 10-year difference relationship. I'm like, I don't understand that. But the thing is that my friend is fully legal, totally adult, can make her own decisions, and she's dating someone that's much older than her. But like, that's their choice because they're fully adult. I might not like agree with it or think it's a little weird, but I'm not gonna like freak out about it and make a big deal because they're fully adult. That's their choice. If I don't like being in a 10-year gap, then I just won't be in one, you know? But I'm not gonna judge her for doing it. If they're happy,
I've regretted having a partner that was 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Let alone can't imagine to have someone who's a 10-year gap from me.
It's like a different life. Yeah, it's like a totally different life. I just don't understand.
I mean, technically it's illegal in my case because I'm 26, but I mean, like, you get what I mean? Like, if I was 30 and I was dating someone 20 years old and stuff like that, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, if you're 30 and you're dating a college student, like, it's weird, but, you know, it's not the worst thing ever. Because at least they're both consenting adults. They're old enough at that point to make their own decisions.
Consenting adults, like, quotations.
Yeah. I mean,
well,
as you get
like,
older,
the
age that defines adult gets a little different. Because now when I'm 24, I look at 20-year-olds different than I was when I was 20.
Well, like, the thing is that I say that because, like, most 20-year-olds don't know what they want.
Yeah.
And I say that as a previously 20-year-old.
Well, I have to explain to people that there's a very big difference between mental and physical age. There's a huge difference. Because, like, for example,
Especially for guys.
Imyth in Wuthering Waves is probably like a 25-year-old character, and yet she has the brain of like a 16-year-old child. Because she didn't fully develop. She didn't get all that, so she has the brain of a freaking kid. So physically she's developed, but mentally she's not. That's why a 30-year-old can act like a 10-year-old. Like it doesn't. I've seen some very mature kids, you know, because they grew up faster. They had the environment that provided them the, like, you know, they just had to.
No, I had an instance where I worked at a game store, and there was a kid who came up trying to buy GTA 5 from me, and I looked at them, and I always ask, it's like, okay, can I see your ID? And they're like, I don't have an ID, and I'm like, oh, do you not have it on? Like, I just need an ID that has your date of birth. If you don't have a driver's license, that's fine. And it's like, no, I don't have an ID. And I'm like,
not old enough to get carded.
I was like, how old are you? And he's like, oh, I'm like 14. And he's like,
my God.
I kid you not. No. Okay. Let me describe him to you, because I'm 5'1", so a lot of people are usually taller than me and stuff like that. But he's like 6 foot and has like facial hair. Facial hair, like the equivalent to some of my male coworkers who work with me.
Probably more than me.
So I'm just sitting there like, I'm like thinking to myself like, no, you're not buying this.
Yeah.
You're not buying this. And he's like, why not? Why not? And I'm like, 18 and up.
18 and up, buddy. You gotta wait 4 years. Sorry.
And stuff like that. He was like, can my mom buy it? And I'm like, I'm gonna have to inform her that you have to be 18 too. And such like that, and that she has to fully consent to the fact that I'm selling an underage kid a game with her consent.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I never saw him again because I'm pretty sure he did not want his mom in that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if young adults want to hook up, I don't have an issue with that. They're both young adults that do that thing. That's just what high schoolers do. They just do that, all right? And school teaches them about it. Like, they're educated enough to make dumb decisions and at least know they're doing it. They're still gonna do it, but at least they know they're doing it. You know? Like, they just make dumb choices. That's just what young adults do. I think that if high schoolers want to date, there's nothing wrong with that. But if a high schooler wants to date anyone beyond college, now I have an issue.
I think there's just this weird, like, we're getting to the realm of not talking about what is and isn't legal in terms of stuff, because now it all comes down to blurring the lines of what is and isn't consensual.
Yeah.
And stuff, because a lot of people, at least, like, I feel like a lot of people are getting to that age where they feel like they need to grow up, or they feel mature enough to make harder decisions when they're not supposed to. Like, again, this goes down to the fact that we are giving kids technology or access to the internet earlier and earlier.
Yeah,
in
they're
life.
learning all these things way sooner than they should. Like, that's kind of the thing, is that we're teaching kids stuff that they learn as adults. Like, most of this stuff we don't even think about until much, much later, when the question is
Hell,
actually,
I didn't get a
like,
phone until like a freshman of high school.
yeah, I
Like,
was
yeah,
13
I had
before I got a phone.
Yeah.
And even then,
And
it
it's
was just like a flip phone. It didn't have internet access. I don't think I got internet access, like unlimited access, until like,
I mean,
like 15.
I had an iPod, like those touch iPods,
Yeah.
that if I connect to the Wi-Fi, I could go to YouTube.
Yeah.
But most of the time, like back in the day in old YouTube and stuff like that, I couldn't see anything like this incriminating and stuff like that. Like, the most that I watched was parts of anime episodes that were ripped off from like DVDs and such like that, or even like AMV, Microsoft Video kind of like AMVs.
Well, like,
and stuff
even
like
back
that. Like
then,
the most
like,
advanced stuff. Yeah.
I didn't have the internet until I was like 14, I think, when I got my first smartphone. And then, like, even then, even at that time, you still could use like parent Wi-Fi controls to limit the things that your device can do. It was a function to make sure that your kid can't go onto sites and stuff, and there really wasn't any way around it. So, like, even when I had my phone, I still wasn't exploring any places on the internet that I shouldn't be. I wasn't exposed to anything I shouldn't see then. So, like, there's this idea that, like, and it kind of ties into, we're segueing pretty far, but like, it kind of ties into the age verification bullshit that I keep seeing on absolutely everything, and how they keep requiring like bio data and stuff, and then like like identification and things. It's like, that's so police state. That is so bad, and it's even stupider when you think about this. Used to be the parents' problem. If your parent had or if your kid had unlimited internet access, was that the company's problem for the kid discovering something they shouldn't? No, that's your problem. You shouldn't be giving them that. It is up to you as a parent to adjust to the time that you live in. And if the parents can't adjust to having internet, then that's the parent's problem, not the kid, not the company. It's the parent. But see, parents don't want to take accountability for what their kids do online.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I have this conversation quite often, in which like people say like, well, why? How come like my kid gets exposed to this, my kid gets exposed to that, and it's like, why are you letting them get exposed?
Why are you letting
to
them?
It? Like I understand if it's something that you could not control, like you're out and about and you see like, okay, this is veering off like a really extreme example, but like, you're walking down the street with your kid, and then a guy comes up and like talks about stuff, or like flashes your kid, or something like that.
Well, that's
like,
not something you
obviously
can control.
And stuff like that. Like, obviously that's something to complain about. But if it's like, oh, my kid stumbled upon a YouTube video talking about BL and such like that and everything, I don't want my kid to know about this homosexuality and stuff like that. It's just like, then why did you give your kid the power to go on YouTube?
Like, it is a parent's job to impress themselves on their kids. You're supposed to raise your kid to prepare them for the world that you live in. And if the internet is controlling the world, if the internet is playing a massive part, and it's like, then if you don't want your kid exploring those parts of the world, then don't give them access to it. You are not like isolating your kid by removing it.
I refer back to the Bo Burnham song of Welcome to the Internet.
Welcome to the internet. Exactly.
That whole song, while it is a satire on the whole state of the world with the internet and stuff like that, does point out the fact that some kids are given their iPads at like like age 2.
Yep. It covers the iPad kid problem and like the internet generation. Yep. That's a very true song. It's satire for a reason. Like it's just with this whole thing with kids on the internet, it's just a problem in general. And it's like then there's like
Okay,
AI.
Shelly, I will
There's AI
will
doing
touch
that.
on the
there's
whole
all this
YouTube
shit,
Kids
dude.
app thing. The YouTube Kids app is not perfect either.
No.
Here's the thing. There are certain content, I'm looking at certain content creators that do get passed and put onto YouTube Kids app while they're not exactly good for kids. Now, granted, they're not exposing themselves to children.
YouTube, don't
and
put me
stuff
on
like
YouTube
that,
Kids. Don't. I'm not safe. Don't do it.
and such like that. But here's the thing. They're teaching kids habits that are not exactly healthy for them
Right.
at an age 2.
Yeah,
which
even
is
if they're
that,
not necessarily doing anything bad, it's the habit stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, I absolutely despise them and I hate having to bring them up, but they are the only good example that I can use because they have so much incriminating stuff when it regards to children.
Yeah.
It in a non-illegal manner is the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers
God.
have done a variety of different things that have basically injected like bad habits to children.
Yeah.
And such like that by behaving in the ways that they are, but then encouraging it into the children because they're being recommended on YouTube Kids app, or at least like Jake Paul is. I don't know about Logan Paul and stuff like that. But here's the thing. With the way that they behave is very childlike and very childish, and encouraging children to behave a certain way. Like if you buy Prime and stuff like that or something in such a like, you should not be, it's non-consensual to the kid. Because here's the thing, unlike someone equated it to this, is like, hey, isn't this the equivalent of like getting like moon sand and getting the kid to dial the number to order moon sand and stuff back in the 90s and everything. No. The difference is the kids understand when they're being fed an advertisement.
Yeah.
When the Paul brothers do it, they don't understand they're being fed an advertisement because the ad is in the video.
Yeah, it's put in such a way that it's just like, God, there's so many things, but like, again, it falls on, it's partly the company when it comes to YouTube Kids. Yeah, it is definitely the company. YouTube could do a way better job. If they're advertising for kids, then they have to make the platform safe. Same how Roblox is falling under an immense amount of backlash because they've made a platform dedicated to kids. It has one of the largest populations of kids on the internet.
Adults.
Yeah, and it's totally advertised for kids. So it is their problem and it is their responsibility to make their platform safe for them. Whatever else happens is not their problem. So, and it's like, it's really just, it's parents. Parents just need to start taking accountability for their kids and what they do on the internet again. Parents don't want to do that though, because parenting is hard and they're lazy and they don't want to have to manage all the internet stuff. They don't want to do it. Simple answer, don't give it to your freaking kid.
Yeah, no, I hear from it. Like, I've sat down with some parents who I've worked for or worked with in regards to like why they choose to, as a non accusational question, why do you feel that you need to give your kid technology instead of connecting with them as an individual during like family time, or is it, or like, you know, like giving them something besides the iPad and stuff? And they state, in a sense, it is very much a very easy answer to just give them something because you already have it on hand. Most parents at least have a smartphone.
Yeah, I distinctly remember times where I was in church and my mom would give me her phone to play Angry Birds, but like I would think as harmless, you know?
Yeah, and such like that. But like, it's very much in the sense that the problem comes down to the parents are not choosing what they do. If the kid could spell, or the kid could recognize that they could click this and then it makes another video play, they will go at it like no tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Like, there's plenty of problems. There's been problems since microtransactions have been a thing, where like in kids games, oh god, microtransactions in kids games, they you can click a button, and now we have one tap purchase, which has just completely set this whole thing on fire. It's been a problem forever, but one tap is just like the worst thing ever. So when people have one tap purchase set up on their device and their kid gets a hold of it and they find out, oh, I press the button, it loads for a second and it gives me more items to play more. Oh, well, let me just keep pressing that button. There has been God knows how many accounts of parents coming across their bank accounts getting completely like wiped because their kid got a hold of their game, or like they just didn't even think about it, and their kid discovered the purchase, didn't make that connection because it's a kid, and then just spammed the hell out of the button. Like, well, that's your freaking fault then. If you've got a kid, you have a responsibility as a parent to make sure that they are set up for the rest of the world, and that involves micromanaging the ever-living shit out of them. You know why I'm not a parent? Because I don't want to do that. Because I know that that's kind of the requirement of being a parent.
You know what's a really great thing that we have, that yes, it costs quite a bit of money up front, but it doesn't require a lot of money after the fact. Yeah. It's called a video game.
True.
It's called a video game console. You either get them a DS, or like in this case now these days it's a Switch.
Yeah.
And stuff, because the DS is too expensive. Or I don't know. There's not actually that many portable consoles anymore, is there?
There's not. Yeah, they've been kind of just like wiped out.
And everything and such like that.
They are actually cheaper than Switches depending on where you are.
Yeah, and such like that. Or hell, if you're able to and such like that, you could invest into those like the Steam.
Yeah, the Steam Decks.
In the Steam Deck and stuff like that. Here's the thing.
Ultimate
yes, you're gonna be
device.
spending, but like okay. Besides from that, let's keep it legal and such like that. Like yes, you're gonna be buying games.
It's a gray area.
Well, like okay. I say this: if you're going to be like worried about like, well, I have to buy more games later down the line and stuff like that. Here's the thing: when you're coming in with something as stronghold as a portable game system, you can make it a reward system or a goal for them to buy a game.
Yeah.
If they do A, B, or C.
Yep. Yeah, my brother had to get summer jobs to get his consoles, so he worked a summer job all the time.
Hell, if you want them to do better in school and stuff like that, just tell them, hey, on your next report card, I want to see you get like this, improve your grades and stuff, and then we'll talk about getting a game for you once that report card comes in as a reward system, because then they associate getting good grades with rewards and such. You know, I'm starting to sound like real grandma here and saying like, back in my day it was better.
This is just
but
how
here's
we
the
were
thing,
raised.
this is the solution. But this is the solution, is that if you want to cross out accidentally having your kid do all the microtransactions, not exposing your kids to the internet itself and such like that, a portable game console from back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s is the greatest solution, because the only thing that's stopping them from like I don't know, like blowing their brains out and such like that with nonsense is if you get them a game that is quote unquote nonsensical and that your console has infinite battery life.
Exactly. Yeah, I always had game consoles, but like my parents had to mediate the hell out of that because I would spend way too much time on them. Like I had them taken away from me all the time because I would just be horrible with school, but that was just me. But like I got punished like crazy, you know, and I had to learn eventually. So, but like, see, that's the thing is parents don't want to punish their kids. They don't want to micromanage their kids. They don't want to parent their kids. They want schools and companies and everybody else to do it for them because parenting is hard. But you know what? That's what you signed up for. It's exactly the reason why I never will be one. It's not because I'm necessarily a bad parent. It's not like if I was one, I would be. Or that you dislike
children.
I just don't like children. I don't like being around them, and I don't want to have them because it would ruin everything else about my life that I love. Like I like having all my free time, thank you. I like having nice things that don't break, you know? I would rather not have kids because it's like a little tornado running around all the time, and I have to manage it.
Playing the Nintendo DS under the bed and hiding it when the parent checks on you. Are you talking about? Are you recreating that one WarioWare minigame where?
Yes. Sometimes I still take my DS and I'll boot up like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I'll just lay under my bed and pretend that like, you know, it's about to be school tomorrow, and it's just the vibes. The vibes. There's just nothing like it. Like, why do you think I pay so much money to relive my childhood? Ugh.
I need to play my PlayStation more because I have Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I love the Spider-Man game because okay, it might be like a run over or like topic at this point, but the swinging mechanics are insane.
They're
for
pretty
a
cool.
PlayStation game that is that old. Like PlayStation 4 Spider-Man still holds up.
It was pretty incredible what they did with it.
Yeah, and stuff. And then the fact that they continued it on with Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'm like, oh, I barely got into it and I'm still enjoying the game. I don't think I have a problem at all with the game. And again, it's not because of the fact that like I'm a big like fangirl of Spider-Man. It's just I genuinely don't think there was anything wrong with it because everything has a reason why it exists. Like, yes, you're playing a lot of these mini games so that you're prepared for more complicated side quests that are gonna happen later down the line if you want to 100% it, but you're not required to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of this open world stuff that you can do or you cannot do and just wait for stuff to happen.
Yeah, like I think like just kids on the internet is such a controversial topic, but like it seems so easy to me. It just seems so easy because like I'm just using the lessons that my parents taught me and, you know, a little superpower called common sense to figure out like maybe something is probably the parents' problem. Like just basically anything your kid does online. You don't want to manage the internet and keep them safe on it, then don't give it to them. If that's really such a big problem for you, then don't allow them to have it in the first place. And there you go, problem solved. You don't need to manage it if it doesn't exist. Just get rid of it.
If you really want it to be where you want your kids to, yes, you still want them to be like kind of off your butt and put them in front of the computer and let them do their things and stuff like that. How about uninstalling any like internet browsers? Like they don't need any access to internet browsers and just download Steam, give them a small library in which they could go on and play those games.
Just make it an avenue for playing games.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And then if you're worried about them playing for too long and stuff like that, give them like some kind of reward system in which they could do this. You'll get more time on the computer and stuff like that. I remember a lot of people were encouraged to read more so they could go on the computer. But there's this actually, I forgot what country, but it's a third world country. And such. This guy, he runs a computer cafe, and he has a bunch of kids come visit, but he noticed that a lot of kids were just there. They're not even playing on the computer because they don't have money for it, obviously, because a computer cafe is kind of a luxury purchase for a third world country. So what he did to encourage the kids who were coming in, because he felt bad that they weren't able to play the games and stuff, told them, hey, look, if you read any of these books for a certain amount of time, like 1 hour of reading gets you 30 minutes to play and stuff like that, you could do that. And they can't just BS it either. He picks the books that he knows and stuff, and then he has to have them write an essay about what they read so far.
I thought you were going down the route where it's like, oh kids, yeah, you want to play at my internet cafe? Why don't you go sweep the floors?
No, but he like the thing is that
he just reinvented child labor.
I mean, in some cases, I feel like some kids need to know how hard work is.
Hey, sometimes it's alright. Sometimes it's okay. Oh my god.
Your head went real dark there. Your mind went to the dark realm. It's
Guys,
like child labor.
if you knew half the shit that I don't say, because like I have to have a filter in my head, all right? I have some pretty dark humor. I have to keep it all to myself, but I just sit and giggle to myself, and you guys have no idea half the things. That I think about.
Unless it's off stream, Gallus says some
Oh
of the
yeah,
darndest
no. If
things
I'm
to
off
me.
stream, I'm completely unfiltered. Yeah.
Gallus has said the darndest things to me off stream, and I'm just like, huh? Alright. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, but overall, I'm just like looking at them and I'm like, children, don't date them.
I mean, yeah,
don't
make
not safe for work art of them, please.
Yep.
Even
Simple
if they're your
answer to
characters,
everything is basically just like, yeah, all the topics. Just don't make NSFW of a character unless they're obviously overage. Don't date someone unless they're obviously overage. Don't do anything with kids. Just don't have them. Don't interact with them unless you're a freaking parent. Just stay away from them. It's super easy.
You're like children.
Just don't. Just like
it's that one meme where it's like what was like you know what's worse than a murderer?
a child.
What? A child. A child murderer, but it's like a child.
No. Oh my god. Yeah, that one's so good. I mean, just general through common sense, people. Common sense. Like, yeah. Jeez. Like, I'm even thinking to myself, I'm like, as an artist, I'm like, I realize the full capabilities that I have to basically create anything I want, and the world would never know about it. I'm like, that's fucked, because I just think about it. I'm like, anybody could draw pretty much anything, and like, you would never know if they never show anybody. How would you know? And it's like, okay, all right, yeah. I guess that's just a thing that'll keep me up at night.
I have a concept question and stuff. This is aside from the topic. It completely changed topic and stuff. I have like many OCs and stuff like that and everything. Some are all within like their own story that I do want to put and stuff like that. But here's the thing. So I have a concept for a character relationship, but it causes issues because I worry about it being conceived as weird and such. So spoiler warning for my comic that may or may not ever exist. I don't know.
I hope it does.
In such a
I'll hold her to it.
So May's story and such. May VTuber and May comic are two separate entities. They're from two separate dimensions. I'll say that and stuff. But for the comic, May is technically has the soul of the god of life, and one of the gods that is technically her mentor figure, Toshi, is the god of time, because there's three gods. There's the god of chaos, the god of time, and the god of life and stuff. So she has the soul of the god of life, and he is the god of the god of time, and he has the power to basically get reincarnated into different forms and such to try to live, because he's immortal but not really and stuff. He has all the memories of his past lives, but he has to take a different form for every time he were to die and stuff. So would you say if a relationship between May and Toshi be weird, even if Toshi were to get reincarnated into a younger form more closer to her age, even though technically he was her mentor in before that reincarnation phase, but even though technically he's like thousands and thousands of years old?
I don't think so. Because, like, I mean, my simple answer is, if she is a adult and has consent and makes her own decisions, and he's an adult, and now, like, he was a mentor.
Clearly a god.
Yeah, he's basically a god. I don't imagine that it's a problem, as long as he doesn't look underage. That's really the issue. It's just like, you know, he's mentally adult and he's physically adult, and so is she. There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, but like, obviously, like, I know that the ship would look weird if it was, because he's not like, oh, he's an adult. He's an adult that kind of looks young and stuff like that. I'm talking about like, he's kind of like Dante old.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well,
or
here's another one that can kind of be compared.
Like current Leon old.
You know, Rising of the Shield Hero?
Yes.
That relationship. If you know anything about it, I don't even remember their names. Like he has he calls her his daughter. That's how he views her, and she starts little and then grows up because she's a beast creature character basically, and she gets old really fast, and then they end up being in a relationship, and I'm like, okay, not only is that extremely weird because he's not a mentor to her, he's a caretaker, but she doesn't see him that way. Or at least she did when she started, and then she got older, and now she sees him romantically. Now there's a number of problems with that one.
Because now the question is whether or not she was groomed into it.
Well, yeah, that's obviously grooming. One, Raphtalia, yeah, like obviously that's grooming. One, and two, doesn't matter if she's a magical creature and that she's older or same age now. She wasn't like two episodes ago.
That's like Batgirl, Batman kind of relationship problems.
But then there's also Cosmic Princess Kaguya, where she grows up within like a week's time, but basically is a full-grown adult when she starts. So I mean, she has the brain of an adult and pretty much immediately.
I was gonna say that sounds like the same problem that they do with there's another like anime that she's like a genetically, or she's like an alien or something like that, but like she came out of the pod, she was born from the tube and such like that, and she's basically kind of like a high schooler at that point, escapes her containment of the lab and then falls in love with our main protagoon and such like that. But I'm like, realistically, yes, she looks like an adult and stuff like that, but like mentally she doesn't understand the world because she was born from the tube, or she's an alien, either or, and such like that. He's a high school boy and she literally was born maybe months ago.
I mean, I could even put my own VTuber into a scenario like that. Like Kylus, imagine like he ended up trapped in the simulated world as a kid, and then years go by outside of it, and he just matures extremely fast within that realm because time is weird in there. So it's not the same as the outside. So he probably grows up way faster than everybody else. Or
like if we were to like put in a different scenario and stuff like that, you've been there for thousands of years and stuff like that, but because of your programming, your heart's stuck at a certain age and stuff, like quote unquote, but even though you've like had the mental knowledge of all of these 1,000 years.
My mental age and my physical age have detached from each other, and that's kind of like, that's always been a problem in fiction, is just like detaching your mental age from your physical one brings up a lot of questions, and it can be scenario based. I think it's just a case by case basis, so it's always fair to ask. I don't think yours is necessarily weird. I mean, it depends on how it's written, I guess. That's all I would say.
Well, like obviously, like aside from the actual age related stuff, there's always the question of whether or not the mentor could be falling in love with the student. Because then that becomes to the point of like, well, where does mentor and mentoree become, like, in a weird sense, like I've been teaching you to become my perfect bride, versus like I've been teaching you and unintentionally we became compatible.
I mean,
and stuff. Where does the line draw between the two?
The line you're walking between those two is pretty thin, but if you're capable of writing it well, you could make that work. It really just depends on how it's written. Because like Cosmic Princess
I am not
should
against
be a problem, but it's not because of how it's written.
Because I'm not against the problem of the idea of like, hey, we have this like character who is teaching you a certain thing to do so. Because here's the thing, like there's other relationships where the person teaching the main character, the student, is close ages between each other and stuff like that. Like what was it? I think there's the I always bring this up. I always use BL because BL has the more better in terms of romance relationship writing and stuff. Which, by the way, I will expand why just momentarily. But
Crunchy,
to get to the example,
GL, damn it, come on.
but like Yuri on Ice and stuff like that. I think it has really exceptional writing
Solid story,
to make sure that Victor and Yuri close that gap between mentor and student closer and closer as the series ends.
They did
because
that
now
super
they're
well.
because now they're at a point where they could compete against each other in a way that doesn't seem like it seemed like, oh, I've been like lagging behind, or I've been playing catch up and stuff like that. Because that's the thing.
The best way to put it is that Victor taught Yuri to be his own person, not to be a version of Victor. So Yuri
even though he gave him like, here's my old costume, here's the routine and such like that.
That's the thing, is that Yuri feels so different from Victor that like you can make the detachment between mentor
but
and
he was
mentoree.
but Yuri's also very different than Yuri started too.
Like it's the growth with the characters that really solidifies that and makes it totally fine and spectacular writing. Like I think that's a good example of like how to write a relationship like that. I think you definitely can make it work. It inherently isn't weird. It's just that you can definitely make it weird. It's just like if the mentor and the mentoree aren't different enough in their development, and basically the mentoree becomes the mentor based on what they created, basically, then you can call that grooming. But like if the mentor is just using what they know as like basically like a parent, like a guiding figure to teach the mentoree how to develop into their own person, giving them the tools rather than deciding everything for them and creating them everything for them, then I can see that as like, yeah, they're different enough, and they gave them the tools and allowed them to figure it out themselves, basically,
Yeah, no, most definitely. And again, just to go back to the Yuri on Ice thing and stuff like that, my friends always ask me like, why do you like BL like romance more than like average romance and everything,
hands.
or like, well, no, it's mainly because I feel there's the added layer of the complication of it being tabooed in a sense. Because here's the thing. Like I always think the struggles of a straight couple is kind of BS and such like that. Like whenever a couple is like, oh, I can't love you because we're in different social classes and stuff like that, and I'm like, BS. That's total horsecock and stuff like that. But like I could totally understand the relationship, again using a straight couple as an example of like dating across the tracks between two very different cultures and stuff like that is far more interesting because maybe they have very different core values and such like that. Now when it comes to BL starts to have an added layer on top of that, in which not only do you have two different worlds from maybe possibly 9 times out of 10 most BL happens to be like this, where one guy is totally into being homo and the other one was previously straight, not really sure about being homo and stuff like that. And then there's the added layer of the world may not accept them either.
That's true. It puts them in an environment where they have to like adjust in a way that most people don't. So it's like that extra multi-layer.
It challenges them more because the core thing about having a relationship is, do I love this person? Do I see myself growing with this person?
Yeah, it erases all of assumptions about like traditional societal norms when it comes to relationships because it defies that.
Yeah. So like I'll look at I absolutely love this one. It's old as shit, but Junjo Romantica and Sekeiichi Hatsukoi are some of my favorite BL. They're like the cornerstone of yaoi that started a lot of people. But the thing is, it's not just because of the scenes.
5 hours later, we find out this is just like 5D chess to introduce the topic of me and Shelly and yaoi, and it's like, all right, so where do we try? It's just 5D chess. You've just been steering the conversation the entire time.
No. We just need to get the Tomodachi life to get you two together, and that's when
I
it's
told chat if you guys make us in Tomodachi life or like The Sims, whatever happens is canon. There you go.
canon.
Do it
But,
that
like,
as
okay.
you will.
But Shelly's already doing a Tomodachi life with us, but barely
yes.
drew COD.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to hear all your stories about like what each character does. I love this.
But like, okay, so here's the thing. I like the relationship between the characters in Sekeiichi Hatsukoi and Junior Romantica because they explore the different limitations that each couple has.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. In Junior Romantica, the 3 couples that show up is the first one is I fell in love with your brother, but he ended up marrying with a woman.
Mhm.
So now I'm responsible for you, his little brother, but I have grown feelings for you. The second couple is I was in love with another man, but he didn't like me back. And then a younger man is trying to help me overcome that by making me fall in love with him.
And they
The
were
third
roommates.
couple, it's genuinely, no. The first one was they were roommates. The
And they
second
were
one, the second one.
God.
But then the third couple. Okay, I have to say, out of the 6 couples between the 2 anime, the third couple in Junior Romantica are probably my least favorite.
Oh.
Because the guy is the guy is the ex-husband
Mhm.
of the other so the first guy is the ex-husband of his sister of his sister, and he's younger. He's like in like high school.
Oh God.
And I'm just like, okay, but the younger one's into him, and he's been trying to politely tell him like, no, this is weird. You're technically my brother-in-law or like my ex-brother-in-law, and I think this is really weird. And it's like, no, but I've been in love with you, and I've been hating
like
every
Brigitte
second that
and
you were married
Reinhardt
to
in
my sister.
Overwatch. That's like
And
a
I'm just like-
50-year difference.
And I'm just like,
No, we are just gonna pass on that.
like, okay, every time they show up, I'm not gonna lie, I skip most of their episodes.
Yeah, that's fair.
And stuff. There's some level of uncomfortableness, but that's just because of the fact that like I'm also not gonna lie, the younger one's just kind of an ass.
I think my least favorite like non-traditional relationship is like Caitlyn and Vi, and not even because it's necessarily that bad. It's because they've permanently given me a visual stim so that every time I see something blue and red together, I have to think, the hard cards at the hex gates. Sorry to say, you're growing a bit predictable. Oh, bye. When I wasn't with you, I was seeing someone.
Look, at least you don't have the
I don't
visual
fucking care.
visual scar. No, at least you don't have the absolute like universal conditioning that every time we see pink and green together and say Cosmo and Wanda ain't slick.
Every single time I see something like purple and green together, it's the specific purple and green. I just think get in the Ava, Shinji. Get in the Ava. Oh my God.
But like okay. So sometimes the relationships are really interesting. Now, someone asked me, so do you so are you just not into GL and stuff like that? That's not the problem.
No.
I like some GL. Some GL are very cute. Some GL are very nice and stuff like that.
They can't avoid the tragic lesbian trope, like.
But when has the tropes of the BL from back in the day was the raunchy stuff, and the GL was the fluffy stuff, and had them switch? Because then the most recent today BL that I absolutely love because it's really, really nice and wholesome is Sasaki and Miyano, which is all wholesome. There's like literally the most stimulating thing that we had that was quote unquote censored was that they kissed at the last episode. That's it.
My
That is the
God.
most censored thing in such from the entire thing. Versus like I think the last time I saw anything GL related, I forgot what the name of the anime was. But basically, this girl is rooming with her potential stepsister, and they're really into each other, kind of like enemies to lovers kind of stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, hold up, episode 1, they're touching
Oh
each
my
other.
God.
I did not sign up for this.
If I wasn't worried about DMCA whatsoever, do you know what would be a really fun series we could do on Twitch way in the future? We should do a series of just it's called Is It Gay? And we're just gonna watch a bunch of anime that are obviously not like canon, not confirmed BL or GL, but they're so suspect. Like Licorice Recoil, not confirmed, but it's 100% GL.
B
Buddy
stars.
Daddy's fucking BL. B stars, that's fucking gay. Okay, like come on, it's not canon, but like,
Louis,
are you kidding me?
the god dang poster when you
Monica
click
Magica, are you freaking kidding me? Are you seriously gonna tell me that's not
on
GL?
a scale of 1 to 10, how gay are they not being gay?
Like, we have to. That would just be. I would put you through Skate as well. Oh my lord. Like.
No, what do you mean Skate isn't
Skate
BL?
is
It's
so
totally
freaking
BL.
BL. You've seen it? Holy
It's
shit.
so BL. Look,
It's so
dude,
BL.
dude.
Like their handshake.
Like, okay,
What the
okay,
fuck?
the main characters may not be into that, but the fact that there's a guy who is literally like, who's literally like, hello my gays.
Oh, but yeah, I know exactly the quote you're thinking about. Yeah.
And what is the quote? It's gonna bother me. Hold on.
It was it was bitches and bros and non-binary hoes. There you go. It's something like that.
It's hey bitches and bros and non-binary hoes. Yeah, that's the line. And you're meaning to tell me that not only are the two main characters totally not not in a relationship together, you're also telling me that the two like older brother characters, the pink-haired one and the green-haired one, are totally
Cherry
not
and whatever his name was.
Joe and Cherry are totally didn't F in the in their high school life.
Absolutely. They 100% did. Like what
We
what
had mom and dad.
It's like saying Given isn't a BL, except that one is confirmed. But like the difference between Given and Skate is very thin. Like Ricky and
Shelly
Manga
over
are
there
so
just
freaking
listening
gay.
while Shelly's over there just listening at work, just like, huh?
Like I told my sister
I know
when
you
I watched
probably
it with
just
her,
said, huh?
my sister put me on that, and she's like, she told me that it's not canonical, it's not confirmed. And like, what do you mean it's not confirmed? Because I'm someone, when I'm watching anime with my sister, I like to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm about
to age myself here, Callus. But like, okay, do you know Cardcaptor Sakura?
Yes.
The brother and his friend they're totally gay for each other. I swear. I swear. Look, even remember you and I were watching My Dress Up Darling and stuff like that. There's a reference to Cardcaptor's weird homosexual between the two characters in there, because they're referencing Cardcaptor Sakura with the anime.
They're like, that's bullshit. No, they are. Of course they are.
And I'm like, yes, because they are into each other. What do you mean we got censored?
It's like telling me Roy Mustang and Riza Hawkeye aren't straight. Like, okay. What? Are you serious?
Even the 4-kid censor for Sailor Moon, where the two characters are, totally, they're cousins.
Uh-huh. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Hunter x Hunter? They can get away with it, but like we're getting real freaking close here. But that's also the anime where Hisoka exists, so I mean, nothing surprises me with that one.
Look, I am fine if there are certain characters that you don't want to define a relationship with, and kind of leave it as a will they, won't they kind of thing. That's fine. That's fine. It keeps people asking questions, but it's not exactly a question that you want that you have to have answered. Like when they ended My Little Pony and stuff like that and everything, we never asked if did our main six end up having children, or did they get
No.
together with anyone and stuff like that or anything?
'Cause we didn't
We
care.
don't need to know. Like yes, it's an interesting question to have, but it's not a necessary question that needs to
The
be
fact
answered.
that it was never answered means that you can just ship any one of them. Like, yeah,
Rainbow Dash and Applejack for
whatever
the
the hell
win!
you want.
Ah!
Put them together. Like, because they each, I've watched it, they all have their moments. They all each, like, have little arcs, separate little arcs where they have their moments. Like,
We're like
Pinky
friendship,
and
wink,
freaking
wink.
Twilight have a lot of moments. But nobody mentions that.
It's canonical. Like literally the only character out of the main six we canonically actually get married off is actually Pinkie Pie because she
Yeah.
marries Cheese Sandwich
That's true, that one was canon.
and stuff like that. But that's it. Like we didn't need to have that. You could have just ended off with maybe like her taking care of Cheese's kid
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's it. But like the thing is that there are some people who feel like it absolutely needs to be necessary that we need to know who they get together with. I'm looking at you, Digimon.
Yeah. Especially with like Twilight, everyone's so concerned because she's #1 character. She's everybody's focus. And then EG
No,
came
because
along.
no, it's because of Equestria Girls.
Yeah, Equestria Girl showed up and ruined that whole thing.
became a shipping war.
Oh my god, the internet being on fire during EG. That was
Yeah.
the time to be alive. But yeah, like just anime,
Anyway,
just anime, right?
that is my thoughts for today, in which I wanted to brain dump with you.
No problem. I appreciate the talk.
Here you go. I sent you a funny.
But like, then people ask me why I prefer GL. I mean, like, it's a very simple answer. Wow, a chocolate bar. It's like one of my favorite things. What's this? Another chocolate bar. Oh my god, two of my favorite thing that I like together.
Yippee!
No, have you seen it? Oh my god, it's such an old. Oh my god. Hold on. Wait, you might not have seen it. I need to find it.
But okay. But here's the last thing that bothers me, that people like dare like look at me and say like, really? You like that and stuff like that? Yes, I like food anime. I am a hungry person by nature. Have you met me? I like watching food anime and such like that. What do you mean you get hungry when you're watching it? Of course, that's the point.
Here you go. Hold on,
Okay.
I gotta pull it up in Discord for you. This.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Wow, this chocolate bar sure is good. But you know what would make it better? Wow, another chocolate bar! Two of a thing I like, together!
Oh, I love it. Well, another chocolate bar. Two of the favorite thing I like together.
Like, okay. I will say, there have been times where I look at a character and I'm like, oh, that'd be nice to have and stuff like that and everything. But you're also very well aware, Callus, that I am also the person that has like 100 plus husbando lists.
Yeah, I don't. I have like two guys I picked, and they look like the same.
You looked at my list and you were like, I'm seeing a pattern here.
I'm seeing a pattern here. Look, okay, my chat, like, to end the conversation off, I guess, my chat, they've been trying to figure out forever, like, the kinds of characters that I'm into, and they're only just now figuring out that the women, it's mostly, like, goths, but that same rule kind of applies to men, too. Goths are just hot. Like, wait, like, what about me did not give that away? Like, hello?
I'm looking at you and I'm like,
Like, what about my character model, especially the newest one, didn't give that away to you at any point? There wasn't any sign when Bayonetta shows up on screen and I start licking my monitor, or like when I freak out when Luke Hurston's here. Like, does that not give you any hints whatsoever? Like, Istvan,
Okay, but
does that not give you any clues?
But I have to ask and such like that, and this is purely just out of pure entertainment and stuff like that. Have you watched Voltron?
I
Defenders
have.
of the Universe.
I actually
and
really
stuff
like
like that.
Voltron.
Yeah, but did you like Keith?
Well, kind of, but not like.
Okay.
I didn't crush on Keith. If that's what you mean. I know. I watched the rest of the internet crush on Keith.
Well, no, okay. So the reason why I say this is that because like Keith is somewhere between that like arcing branch of like emo crush turn into good boy kind of arc, because that stems from Zuko.
Are you gonna tell me you're crushing on Keith? Did you have a little girl crush for Keith?
I like Keith.
Yeah.
I think Keith is actually a really nice character. Though I will say, if I have more entertainment value from fan art Keith versus Clan's fan art, I would probably pick Clan's fan art. Stuff like that because of that. But then also, I look at other characters that are clearly like really like kind of fitting that pretty boy emo aesthetic, like Lyren from Ruby, or I'll look at like Riku from Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that, and I'm just like, yes.
In the words of a Voltron character, all right, you can shut your Quiznak. Oh my god, I do.
Okay, but the actual real definer of if you liked emo boys was if you liked Sasuke.
Okay, if I gotta pick like number like the highest boy crush I would ever have, Miyamura from Horimiya, yeah. Number 1, easily Miyamura. And then I found out he's voiced by Sayu, and of course he is.
And then you're like, nah!
Fuck! Of course he is, my number 1. Obviously Zuko, who doesn't like Zuko?
Hi,
what's another
Zuko
one?
here.
Hi, Zuko here. That's rough, buddy.
No, okay. But like number one like edgy boy crush that anyone had, that I knew a lot of people had. They put it all over on their Tumblr. Freaking Marshall Lee from Adventure Time.
No, stop.
I see a lot of people put that, and I'm just like, I get it, but that's just because you don't want to admit that you could be lesbian for Marceline, the vampire queen.
I'll just show off my age here. Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom was up there. I like Danny.
Yeah.
I had a kid crush on him and stuff like that. I wouldn't say about Sam.
Probably top 10.
What about you?
No, not Sam. No, just Danny. I didn't really like the other characters. I kind of just watched for Danny and the villains. Danny and the villains were the funniest part. I skipped everything else.
Amber McLean was probably my favorite villain design.
I don't remember the names well enough, but like, oh yeah, definitely.
What was it? There was another one that like showed up for me from like
so
back in the
sad
day.
That the entire internet seems to have forgotten the whole "Guess I'll Die." Like, I've been looking for that as a meme, but nobody's memed that. I'm like, how is that not the most memeable shit you've ever heard from a cartoon? Guess I'll die, and I say that, and nobody gets it, and I lose my freaking mind. It's so funny.
What was it? There was a character that I was really into, that he was kind of like, okay, he's like half like pro tycoon stupid.
Yeah.
And edgy, but I think that's partially due to the art design. There was this old manga I used to read in middle school called Dragon Knights. I absolutely hated the ending of Dragon Knights as a longtime reader. Because okay, let me paint the picture for you. It was middle school. It was my first time reading manga for the first time, so I picked up Dragon Knights, and I was really into the story. The story built up this whole thing about how the demons and the dragons were at war with each other, and that the last book that I had at the time, because there's 25 volumes, and I was up to volume 23 that my library had. They did not get volume 24 or 25. I don't know why they didn't have it for a good bit, but I didn't get it until my last year of middle school, that they had volumes 24 and 25. And the librarian got to know me enough to actually like help me help get it so I could read it and such, which was nice. But like, okay, so volume 23 ends off the fact that the Dragon Knights, after all this time and such like that, like the main protagonist got his head cut off, replaced with the Demon Lord's head, which the whole story's been holding on to that they killed the Demon Lord and they were bringing back his head the entire time, and such like that. Revive the Demon Lord because demon powers, ha!
Of course.
In such a like, they revived the main character by some miracle of another, in such like that, and they were building up to this whole idea that the Demon Lord is this really all-powerful being, that he killed the Dragon King, and I'm like, okay, that's really interesting. The fight's gonna be super epic. And granted, keep in mind the other material that I had at the time was like Naruto long, like long pages fights, or even like Dragon Ball long episode fights and stuff like that. You know how the fight between the main character and the Demon Lord goes?
I don't even.
As if a gun like got shot off in the distance. All the characters fighting in the war that we've been like traveling alongside with and such look up towards the sky as if like something exploded in the distance. A page goes by, and then we cut back to, oh yeah, so technically the main character becomes the new Dragon King, and I'm like, what do you mean they skipped the entire fight?
So we just don't even get to see it. Oh, get screwed. That's almost somehow less insulting than the 7 Deadly Sins climactic fight.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean you skipped the entire fight? What the hell is this?
Oh my god. You didn't even get to have it. They've been cooking up for it like the entire time.
Yeah, and I was like, I thought, okay, it's getting towards the end of the manga and stuff like that. Maybe they're gonna have a volume 26, so that, because I didn't know that 25 was their last volume.
Yeah.
And such like that. I thought they were gonna be leading up to like a cliffhanger fight ending and stuff like that, and then I have to wait until volume 26 comes out so that I could read how the fight is actually going to end and stuff. Nope, they skip it all together, and I'm like, what? And such like that. But I'll say it here, Ren was actually pretty like aesthetically pleasing, and such like that. But at the same time, I can also agree he's very generic anime fantasy design with stuff. Dragon.
Think of all my male character picks. What are all my husbandos? Well, Luke Hurston, number 1. If I had to make a husbando list, Ispan's up there, Miyamura's up there.
Here you go. This is what it looks like. This is very old manga style and stuff. The one that I liked, granted, at this point in which the style was, I did not really care or think them as appealing. Ren is the black-haired one.
Okay.
And stuff like that I just sent you. But then if in the later mangas they kind of update the art style a little bit,
you would.
So that it's a little bit more appealing and stuff like that. My favorite is the red one. That's red. And I'm like, again, this is very generic fantasy kind of elf design.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what in the Geass? What?
Yeah, this is from the same era of Code Geass and Sailor Moon kind of stuff. So I will agree, but again, this manga was good until the very last volume, and I want to chuck it. I want to chuck it into the sun.
Oh my god, do you fangirl for C2 as much as my sister does? Because she's obsessed with her.
Who?
C2 from Code Geass, the green-haired one.
No.
No, have you not watched it?
No.
Oh, it's
I know about
slow
Lelouch.
one, but it's good.
I know about Lelouch.
Yeah. Leggy guy.
I was gonna say
Those
a lot of
are
people
all
like.
leg.
I was gonna say a lot of people think think he's hot because he's crazy, and I'm just like, no.
No,
I don't like yanderes. I will say that and stuff. The only yandere that I like, quote unquote, is Blade, but that's just because Blade's suicidal.
Is there a yandere that I like? I don't know that there is.
You want Leg, the anime and stuff like that? Look at this anime. This is from the same people who make Cardcaptor Sakura, Clamp. They have an anime called XXXholic. Look at them legs.
What in the okay?
It's not even like, oh, this is a funny little like this is a funny little like shot here and
Yeah.
stuff like that. No. That's how they're drawn.
That's deliberate. That's like
that's how they're drawn. That's
there's
how
one
the
anime.
entire anime is drawn.
There's one anime where like their chins are just extraordinarily long, like just for funny. Oh my lord!
Like, look
what in the world?
Yeah, no, that's how they're normally drawn.
Does
And
everyone
I'm
sleep
just
on a
like, dang.
stretcher bed? Like what the?
This is a cover. This is what the manga cover looked like.
Oh my goodness.
Like granted, yes, the manga art. The manga art is very beautiful. It's
Yeah, hello.
very nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Like look at that
Wow.
and stuff. I like it, and and the best part about the manga, instead of like the glossy cover that you would normally get from most manga and stuff like that, it's this matte sand color. It's really matte sand feel. It's a really nice feel of a manga, and it's more of a yokai kind of lore-ridden story.
Okay.
So if you could get a hold to read some XXXholic, I would recommend it. It's actually really interesting.
I wish
But
I could
it
get
but
into
also
mangas.
but also I tell you this because it's legs for days.
It's just all leg. They're just like 90% leg.
Their head is literally 5%.
Oh my god. If I draw
Such
their
like that.
body proportions, it's just normal body proportions, but it's like split down the legs.
Like they said, okay, your torso is supposed to be like the same size as your leg, and it's like, but your legs is like 3 times the torso.
They're like, oh yeah, we have free will. We don't need to draw realistic proportions. What if we just didn't? Oh my god.
And then sometimes their proportions are right. I say as like
Sometimes.
I look at some. Well, yeah, like if you look over here on this shot and everything, and such like that, he looks normal when he's sitting.
Ish.
Like, oh yeah, the leg and the torso kind of match with each other in terms
Yeah.
of how he's supposed to be anatomically proportioned.
I mean, what are you kidding?
And such like that?
Top half of the leg is the thigh is basically his entire torso. I don't
and
think
such,
that's
and
how
then
that
another
works.
shot, you're like, dang, no, the hands are insane. Like this is.
Oh, does he have
this is the
yaoi hands?
No,
Gotcha.
she has yaoi.
Oh my,
has the
she's
yaoi
got
hands.
yaoi hands, man. Oh my god.
No, this one. Here's a shot of the children characters in there.
What
Damn.
the why? What are they, 6 foot?
Legs for days.
Why are they so freaking tall?
Yes.
Like, that's a choice.
That's a very big art style choice and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Here's another.
I can't
Here's
say it's not
another
unique.
choice. Here's another one and stuff like that.
God. Whoa.
Bayonetta, eat your heart out. She has
Damn.
legs for days.
Sheesh.
All
I
right,
think-
we're good. I'm pooped out now. I'm pooped out. My brain's done.
Most visually stunning anime, or at least my favorite looking anime, Violet Evergarden. Easily.
Mm.
If I want to go for visuals, Violet Evergarden is probably one of the most like insanely stunning animes I've ever watched. It's basically they just threw on top of 3D animation. It's insane.
I like the art style for March Comes In Like a Lion
Yeah.
because on some occasions it's a very soft kind of like slice of life, like almost as if like I'm coming home in terms of art style and stuff like that and everything. Like you get shots like this where it's very visually colorful and appealing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But then you get hard shots like this.
Oh.
That genuine.
Oh
You get-
shit.
You get really hard shots like this, and I'm
oh
just like,
my
oh.
lord. Look at them next to each other. Look at the color difference. Holy. I felt that.
And
I don't even know what's going on.
And this one is just like it's really interesting. I'm like, whoa,
Jesus.
whoa.
He's got my skin tone.
But no, okay. But here's the thing, is that I say this at least for the colorful senses. What I didn't think they would do is use more watercolor based stuff. I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
watercolor and stuff like that. I can never imagine myself doing any watercolor because I am a person of control, and watercolor does not let me do
No.
that. And such like that.
There's
But
no
the
light
thing
art in
is
that.
But the thing is that like the visuals for March Comes In Like a Lion is very much watercolor based, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's just it feels soft, and like I'm getting hugged and I'm like, oh.
Obviously, Cyberpunk, another one I really like. Duh.
I love the little house that goes in the anime. There's this little house that you see a lot, and look at that cute little thing.
Aw.
It's very nice. It feels like home.
And there's anything by Ghibli, really. Everyone agrees. Witch Hat Atelier. I've seen that. I haven't watched it, but I've seen the art and animation, and oh my god. What? What was your budget for this anime? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. To Be Hero X.
2B Hero X is an interesting one because it goes between 3D and 2D, yeah.
Arcane is not anime, but is animation, and holy crap. Oh my god. Arcane Season 2? Like, what? They just use all their money for that. They're like, oh, we're Riot. That's right. We can just, like, throw money at this and literally run.
All right, let's end it here. Let's cut off
before we keep
continue
going.
yapping.
I like that idea. All right, I'll rate everybody out. But thank you for popping in. It's a surprise yap sesh. My goodness.
We'll do it again.
Absolutely.
I swear.
We gotta like make a podcast. We just gotta sit down and actually do one. Why don't we plan a day and hang out off stream and figure that out? Because people like our yap sessions. I do too. All right. You take care of yourself, May.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me read you guys off because it is almost got me to 4 hours. Damn. She almost talked her way around 2 hours. And she just jumped in. I didn't know she was gonna be here today. What the fuck? Like a tornado. She just yap tornado. Just blew past the room. May's fun. We like May. Anyway, I will rage you guys out. YouTube, have a wonderful day. Hopefully you guys get some rest, take care of yourselves. We'll do more rigging probably tomorrow, I think. Well, either that or Woo-Wah, because Wuthering Waves put out their 3.3 release, and it's a big story drop. It's the 2nd anniversary. I want to be there as soon as possible, like basically day one. It came out like a couple days ago, I think. So I missed that, but like I want to log in, especially if I get Yuno. Hoping I get Yuno. But we're gonna play the story. We complete it in a day. So either we'll do that tomorrow or we'll do that on Monday next week. So I'll let you guys know what I decide. We'll go off vibes. Either way, have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll send you guys someone's